know what it is. Saturday Night Lights are on. You got me, Connor, Seth, Mike G, Shane.
What up, what
We
up?
are unbiased and unprecedented, and we're coming with some heat.
This should be our fourth podcast, but in reality, it's our second. Due to some technical difficulties on the second try and a car breaking down on the third try.
We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, we can end it there. That's how far that went.
Oh, damn. Yeah, so, just got some topics for today. We got, we're probably going to recap a little bit on some topics that we missed out on from the last podcast.
Yeah, we definitely got to recap a little bit.
Yeah.
We had some good talks.
We had, basically, we'll start it off with, it's really funny too because I was talking to somebody about this. I was telling them what we were talking about on this podcast, and I was saying, okay, so I'm gonna say this. We were talking about Hitler, but like not in definitely kind of way. We were talking just about logistics and like what happened. The Nazis after World War II, like, and whether we thought or not, Adolf Hitler had actually died in that bunker, or if he escaped to like South America, or if the Russians got him or whatever. I was talking to somebody too, and they were like, I don't know where they got this fact, but they were like, somebody who has higher intelligence, they always bring up Adolf Hitler. Like, at some point in time, they'll just like bring it up like randomly in conversation.
Fair.
I mean, I guess
Something interesting is I recently just finished it was a series on Netflix called Chronicles of Evil. It was about Hitler's circle, and once I got to the end of that, I realized that maybe what I thought was wrong, and Hitler didn't go to South America. Because one thing I didn't know about that I discovered in that documentary was just how poor of a physical state Hitler was in at the end of World War II.
Yeah,
He couldn't walk. He had to shuffle. He could barely move his left arm.
So
He was taking cocaine eye drops every day.
So I think we should all state our original stance on whether Hitler made it out or not. I remember bringing up, is it possible that the Russians had him and they didn't, actually let anybody know that they had him, but we decided that that they didn't have Hitler because of the fact that they would have announced, basically for just the fact that like we have Adolf Hitler, and plus they could have used him to get other Nazi scientists. I didn't say that. I think Shane said that. But my viewpoint either varied from that to he possibly got out of that bunker. And Shane, what was your original viewpoint?
My original viewpoint was I thought he got out, and I thought he went to South America, where there was already a large amount of German people after World War I, where Germany was so embarrassed by their defeat in the state of their country. Many people left and went to war. Countries like Argentina, Chile, and even Brazil. And I thought that maybe Hitler could have went there. But after seeing the end of this documentary, seeing the physical state he was in, I just don't believe that anymore. And also, this documentary proposed to me that Hitler, when he killed himself, the people in the bunker went out and buried him and his wife, Eva Braun's body together. Like, they burned them. So that's like still why the body would not have been correct for Russia, because Russia just lied about a body that they found because they wanted to have Hitler's body.
For the clout.
Exactly. Basically.
Connor, what was your viewpoint?
So, I think I'm kind of like split. I think either 40s cloud. I don't know why that just hit. I think that either he killed himself or he was captured. I don't really know by who. I guess my first thought would be Russia, but see, I'm not really sure because I don't know what they would have done if they captured him. Like, I think they just have him to have him because.
See, I don't think Russia would have captured him, because I think if they did, they would have ended up with more German scientists than we did. We ended up with I think they ended up with like compared to us, they had like a third.
Okay, yeah. Well, all right. Well, I think it's possible that someone captured him, but I don't know what they would have done to him because I don't think he would have given out any information. I think they just have
No,
him.
yeah, he was very loyal.
You know
to
what I
his
mean?
country.
Yeah, I don't think he would
Or
have given
his,
any
his ideology.
And I mean,
useful information out. So I don't
another
know what they would
thing-
have done with him.
That was also brought up was how much did he really know about the operations and the scientific aspect of it. You know what I mean? The scientist for information would have been much more important than, say, Adolf Hitler. Shane, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what you said about Hitler's poor state of health. I can definitely condone to that fact because I know Hitler was actually an avid user of drugs.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but he was in a bombing. He was during a speech, a bomb went off in a building he was in, and the likelihood that he survived was very low.
Was
That's
this
wild.
what like
I can't remember exactly what it was.
did they base a movie off of it? They tried to kill him, but like an oak table stopped him. Is that the one or no?
I think so. That sounds about right. But
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. I don't want to say for sure that's what it is.
Even
because,
before the cocaine eye drops, Hitler was on basically the equivalent of like German Vicodin in combination with I think he took like it was like a methamphetamine or
a
something.
lot of people were doing
Oh, shit.
heroin then. Like Hermann Goering had a very bad addiction to heroin.
Really?
Yeah, I mean
It
we
was a problem in the German culture, the Nazi culture.
we
That sounds like a problem.
also know that besides
Heroin always is.
besides say like depressants and speed and stuff like that, that the Nazi scientists also experimented extensively with things like psychedelic mushrooms. And I don't know, they were doing a lot of like research and things like that, and substances can cause you to think differently, and I think that's where they were going with those type of things like mushrooms.
Yeah.
Even speed, that's probably more for productivity, but
Yeah.
yeah, speaking of mushrooms, do you guys, Terrence McKenna and the Stone Eight there, you guys familiar with that? I know Shane's definitely familiar with that.
Very
I'm not.
familiar.
And what's up? I think is
Connor, you both learn something today.
Let's hit it.
So basically, Terrence McKenna, I'm not sure, was he the first one to propose this?
I think so, but also let me ask first: do you know about how like people are perplexed by how the human brain doubled in size, and like I can't remember the amount of years, but a certain amount of years the human brain doubled in size, and it's like this great myth that we can't figure out.
I've heard about that. I didn't hear it doubled. I heard it grew. So
I think it doubled. I
heard
could be
it
wrong,
grew.
but it could be something close to that. But I think it doubled.
Yeah. So I heard that, but I just heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't really
and
hear
it's
that much.
It's a
deeper.
big myth they can't figure out. And Mike, do you want to discuss the theory, or would you rather me go into it?
How
Well-
would you even go about figuring? You know what I mean? How
I
would you
mean,
even
This theory is
scratch the
brilliant.
surface?
So
about
I
it,
can
figuring it
say
out?
like
I think it's right.
a general synopsis about it. I'm
Said
sure
it.
you might know a little bit more in depth about it, but basically it states, or Terrence McKenna, who I'm pretty sure is the first proposer of this, says that our ancestors evolved, their brains evolved through the ingestion of psilocybin mushrooms. It had a role in the evolution of humanity. Shane, would you like to go more in depth about that?
So, Terrence McKenna thinks that when
You got the smile on your face.
because I'm gonna blow my mind. So when we, as apes, let's say, came down from the trees among the tall grass, because that's where we would have left to. That's the next step.
Because
We
fuck
leave
the short
trees, get into
grass.
the tall grass, but now we're dealing with because we can't.
It's
we
like
have lions, we have
Pokemon,
to
bro.
go
You want to be
amongst-
in the tall grass.
Yes, we have to be in the tall grass because of lions and the big cats. So we have no source of food on the ground as of yet. But what we do have are these cow patties that are
Cow,
left.
what?
Shit patties. And
Oh,
have
okay.
mushrooms growing out of them.
Which,
the
if-
monkeys would eat these mushrooms, which
if-
were psilocybin mushrooms.
If real quick, just to interject, if you're unfamiliar, there's it's kind of like common knowledge amongst people who do indulge in things like psychedelic mushrooms that
Psilocybin grows
they-
out of shit.
they grow actively, like and naturally and stuff like that. I've like manure
Cow
of
shit.
cow shit, horse
Yeah.
shit.
So that the human, like apes at the time, instinctively, that would have been the first thing for them to eat.
Fair.
So they eat that, and that's what causes this massive development in their brain. And a lot of people also think that this language comes from this, and that makes a lot of sense to me.
What do you think would develop? You know, like what of your brain do you think would develop? I'm not really sure.
I think having a conscience.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Which is that? Is that your frontal lobe?
I was just gonna say if the frontal.
I think frontal, yeah.
I think frontal lobe development probably would have been more pronounced.
Because the frontal lobe is big, right?
It could have honestly played a role in the development of motor skills as well, because of the fact that I feel like just because, for instance, I'm gonna bring up this question: do you guys think that the ingestion of psychedelic mushrooms, based on this theory, do you think that could have played a role in the development of tools for our ancestors?
I think so.
I feel like it's a possibility because they could have like ingested them and thought differently about.
I think the whole thing about thinking differently would definitely
I think that if the stoned ape theory, looking at that, just means that it would make everything make sense, because we'd be looking at everything differently because of these drugs.
Yeah, I think it could definitely make sense.
Also, another thing about psilocybin mushrooms is they believe that it's they've done testing and stuff. Yeah, they can survive.
Wait, what is it?
Can survive in the vacuum of space. They can survive
That's
in the
wild.
vacuum of space. So there's a possibility that they're from outer space.
They landed on a meteorite.
That's fucking wild.
Also, they have a theory that octopus might be from outer space.
Yeah.
Because their DNA is unlike anything else.
Oh, I've heard.
And they can live outside water. They can walk around.
They're crazy.
For how long?
I'm not sure. But in aquariums, they've been known to get out, go into another tank, take a bunch of fish, and then go back to their tank and start eating on them through the night. Because they're that smart. They only do it at night because they know people will catch them. They understand.
That's crazy.
They've been known to open enclosures as well.
That's
wild.
wild.
They can understand people have put food in a mason jar and it's open the mason jar.
They know how to open it.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Octopus are crazy.
So
if anything's gonna take over the planet, that's what it's gonna be. Trust
octopi.
Me.
I don't know.
People worrying about these reptilians. Octopus gonna come out of the sea one day, and then we're all fucked.
They're gonna be.
What about
they're gonna use the squid as their slaves.
What about
the giant squid?
What do you think about for instance, I know they found culture of whales and dolphins to be exceptionally complex as well.
Dolphins,
yeah. Do you think that they're on a similar level of intelligence to octopi?
Seth is my man.
I mean, because dolphins definitely have a very advanced social culture. And Seth has pulled up a video of an octopus.
I've seen this video. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Seth has pulled up a video about an octopus about to open a jar and eat a crab. Also, I'm just gonna put this out there. We kind of developed a little challenge before we did this podcast.
Yeah. Tell him.
Yeah. So the challenge is you got to take.
Wait. What's the title?
It's called the Joint Challenge. You take 2 shots of liquor, right? We were using.
Wait, did he take the other one?
Yeah, he did take it. He took it. We kind of messed up a little bit on the challenge, but you take 2 shots of liquor. And then you gotta finish a joint in under 15 hits, or 15 hits or less.
Fat joint.
Yeah, fat joint. It's depending on the size, but for every hit you go over, you have to take another shot.
And then Shane had to take a shot after the 2 shots, after he finished the joint.
Because of the fact that we messed up the challenge and he only took 1 in the beginning. But so, what do you guys think that sociability in animals says about intelligence?
A lot.
It definitely does, right?
Yeah.
Because when we look at animals that we deem as intelligent, at least, because I don't know enough about animals to tell you which ones are the more intelligent than others.
I think
but the ones
dolphins
we
are
deem as intelligent, like octopus, dolphins,
they're crazy
apes,
social, right?
Yeah.
Pigs, yeah, they're all very social.
But, okay, let me propose something like this, like ants. Do you think ants are crazy intelligent? Because I feel like ants, even though they're exceptionally social, they're not perceived as being.
The hive mind is one thing.
So you think it's
not individual? Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, you ever hear about that? It's
zombie?
It's like
zombie ant problem.
Yeah, it's like a bacteria.
Fungus.
Yeah, there we go. It's a fungus.
Speaking I did a lot of research on this because I was really I'll be honest. When I first heard about it, I was freaked out because I was like, "Oh shit, this could be
weird.
This could be the zombie virus." Because I heard about ants that were dying and then coming back and fucking up other ants in the colony.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a zombie virus. At least to the ants, they're having a zombie virus right now.
Imagine that, you're an ant, and then
No, they're throwing these ants like off cliffs, like off really high
Yeah, but,
places because they do that. Seth's gonna find videos because they're hilarious. It's an ant and he has another ant with his.
Yeah, but just imagine that you're an ant, like we're in the same colony or whatever, and then you die.
Look, this ant is throwing this ant off this counter because. Seth, is there a way whenever you go to these videos? I know we're not streaming this right now, but is there a way? Like, how would we go about?
We wouldn't. I don't think.
No, like in stream. Do we need Streamlabs for that, or does OBS work for that?
Stream magic.
What? OBS can work while setting up.
But no, imagine you're an ant though. Like imagine me, all of us are ants, right? And we're in the colony. We're in the same colony, and I got food. I'm bringing food back, and then I see Shane. Shane's having a tough time getting back. Shane dies, and then I go back out the next day. I go get some food, and I see Shane all fucked up, back alive.
And you gotta,
he
the only
picks
thing
me up.
you can
He
do is
throws me off the tree.
I would try and infect you. The only thing you could do is
Oh,
pick
I
me up
pick
and
you
eat
up
me.
and throw.
It's for the colony.
But
Damn.
how would the
I don't
infection
know if
spread?
I'd have it.
How
Because
would,
fungus.
but
The
like,
fungus
would they
would
like bite them and like the fungus would get into their skin or something?
It's probably
I don't
like
know.
'Cause
some
I know,
sort of
Well,
contamination.
the fungus the ants I think just act like other ants, but the
It
like
grows
regular
on
ants, but it grows. Yeah.
It grows on
So
It's
then it
probably-
could infect other ants that way.
It'd be like if you came back to
And
the
the ants
colony with
recognize
us.
that there's something wrong, and they throw these other ants off.
I'm pretty sure I've seen one where there
Except
was
look
like
at pictures
a
of it.
fungus would infect an ant, and the ant
Just so
would
they
go
can
to
see.
the tip of a leaf, and it would bite onto it and latch on, and it would wait there for a rabbit to bite it, and then the rabbit would bite it,
Well, yeah,
and
but
it would spread
Yeah.
to the rabbit.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Isn't that
Fungus is
insane?
crazy. I really do think fungus could like take over the world. I
Yeah.
think the world's largest organism is a fungus.
fungus is crazy, and
Is it a fungus or
bacteria
is
are
it that
crazy
tree
too.
system?
It's not the tree.
It's
Well,
not
the
the
tree
tree
system is a fungus. I think.
You think it's a fungus?
I think it. I did. I know. I watched this video that was about it, and I saw that it was a tree system and something else. Look up world's largest living organism.
I think it's gonna give you size.
Yeah, fungus.
No, but like actual like
Like yeah,
Maybe.
like
Mass.
Like,
Yeah.
weight. Yeah.
yeah.
Not weight, mass and weight.
It's this.
mass.
Yeah, see, this fungus that goes. It has like taken over this entire forest.
BBC Earth, the
In
world's
weight,
largest.
That's what it is. In weight, this fungus is the heaviest.
The world's largest living organism.
Yeah.
Humongous fungus.
Boom. I think the tree thing is second. I think the tree thing
system
for a
is
while
insane.
they thought it was until they realized that this fungus
Well,
is is like
It
all
says-
like
the
dude.
thing that blows my mind about the tree more than the fungus is the fact that I already knew that like mycelia, it's like it's one organism. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just acting as different organisms.
Yeah.
When I picture trees, like I picture them acting individually.
I
what I
picture the
mean?
same thing. But that said that the fungus was bigger than a blue whale.
yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Mhm.
Yeah, blue whales are huge. Do you guys know how like you
And
ever hear
that-
the
that thing-
phenomenon?
Sorry.
You ever hear of the phenomenon where blue whales will wash up on beaches and then they'll like just explode?
Explode. What do you mean?
They'll explode. Basically, gases build up inside
Yeah.
the whale, and eventually, like the whale will just explode because of gas buildup.
Yeah, I
and,
heard
like-
of something like that.
Yeah,
Which
just-
is-
they'll have to like block off sections of the beach and stuff like that because like it can kill you.
Because like this,
possibly.
yeah, the skin flies, right?
Dude,
Everything
or, like,
flies.
Imagine getting hit in the head of like from like a
Blubber.
30-pound chunk of whale meat.
That's a
just,
concussion. That's a trip to the
Dude.
to the ER.
Like, flying at like I don't even know. I'll throw a number out
It,
there.
it definitely like goes.
Exactly.
It definitely
it
goes.
explodes. Like,
Yeah.
you get hit in the head with something like at least 30 pounds fast enough. You know what I mean?
That's like a hard smack.
Yeah, that's a smack.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nah, I can't really imagine that. I can't even imagine seeing that, like the whole whale carcass
Was that it?
washing
Seth,
up.
is
There was a whale
That-
carcass
was
that
that
washed
it?
up on we're watching. Whoa.
I think there was a claymore there or something. I don't know
Wait.
what that was. Some C4.
Nah, I haven't seen that.
That's not. That can't be that.
That was like dynamite. That was
Yeah,
It looked like
bomb.
it'll,
like C4.
gas will build up in its like gastric system.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot of videos.
gastric
to be honest.
intestines maybe. Because I've seen something where it just kind of like opens up like the skin and everything, but not that was like an explosion.
Yeah, like a Fast and Furious.
We're watching one right now. This one looks crazy.
Oh, this poor guy. Look at his head.
Oh, look at this
That
guy.
You guys can't see this right now. I don't know. It's pretty fortunate that you guys can't see this right now.
Yeah, to be honest.
It's kind of cool.
We'll see. Is he gonna blow up? You better fucking blow up.
What's the name of this video, Seth?
May explode. Quotes like it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
explode.
it didn't show. It
We
didn't
got
show.
fucking clickbaited.
Yeah, we got clickbaited.
Damn it. Fuck you, YouTube.
Did we come?
YouTube has been demonetizing our boy China Uncensored lately.
Did we talk about China Uncensored in the first video?
I think so.
Totally.
But so what's really interesting is, and this isn't even just about China Uncensored, this is about YouTube in general, is he had a video demonetized before it even had a title, any tags, or a description. It was
Yeah,
demonetized.
you can't do that. What was the reasoning for it being
But
demonetized?
not
I
even
don't know.
so. YouTube
Bullshit.
supposedly like there's demonetization
Because
based
it
on
was
an
age
algorithm,
restricted
right?
too.
So
Yeah,
let me ask you:
So
the
what's the issue?
demonetization is based on an algorithm, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So if
There's
it was
sometimes there's
demonetized-
a manual review. Like he
I
didn't
think that-
specify,
yeah, I
so
think
I
there's
can't say
some-
for sure.
No,
But
there-
sometimes
there
YouTube
definitely
will
is.
manually review you.
Yeah.
It's a thing that happens.
I think there's like a certain, if it goes past
If
a
you-
certain whatever criteria, or it doesn't necessarily fit in, or
What's
it's,
really fucked is the YouTube copyright system.
yeah.
A
There's
company can claim your video, just decide to claim it, and it gets claimed. And
there's a
then
lot of
if you
things
appeal
fucked
it,
up.
what do
the
you?
appeal goes to the company that claimed it.
It's
so
like
that company's gonna choose.
it's like
and
guilty
appeal
until
it.
proven innocent. You know what I mean? It's
There's
like
no,
you automatically
you know
get
what's
It
fucked.
doesn't do anything about it. They
You know
don't-
what's a
if the
good
company really
example of
wants
that?
it, they just take it. And if you
Yeah.
want to appeal it, you get a strike.
Do you remember
There's
when?
no way you can win an appeal because it just goes to the company that is appealing.
Do you guys remember
that
Smosh?
wants the
Like
content.
stupid.
You guys remember Smosh?
Yeah.
Yep.
You remember when they got I think it was did they get strikes, Seth? Or
Their parent company kind of took control of them and bought the company and ditched them.
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when like there was that whole thing going on. They did the Pokemon parody. So basically, Pokemon wanted that they took down their original like video of them like singing the Pokemon song like in parody. Like they were just lip syncing to it, but it was a parody. You know what I mean? And parody laws state that if something is a parody, whatever, it's not
Yep.
the original material. But then YouTube removed it, and then Smosh released another video. This is years ago too. They released another video of them like parodying the Pokemon theme song, but this
Yeah.
time like they were rashing on the company that
Yeah.
like, owns Pokemon. But so just in regards to YouTube removing China Uncensored's videos, do you think that's in
They
relation?
didn't remove them. They
Not
just demonetized them.
demonetizing. Yes, correct. Yes. Thank you for correcting me.
But it's like
Do you
it's
think-
like demotivating them from creating more videos. You know
exactly,
what I mean? It's
because if they're not making money.
Yeah.
But do you think that's directly in
fucked.
relation with their connection with Google, who owns YouTube's connection to China?
well,
Yes.
it has to be because Shane, you said it was demonetized before it was even
Before it even had a
posted.
title, tags,
So I mean,
or a description.
that's like insider.
Yeah,
some
only
insider
a person.
bullshit.
I don't think the algorithm would review that.
Yeah, no, because it
And the
doesn't
only
even
thing the
release yet, right?
algorithm reviews is like, at least from what I've heard from other YouTubers, the algorithm will review like the first 45 seconds and the last 45 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there's no
exactly
need
how
for
it
them to
works.
watch a 2.5-hour video some random person uploads. It's
Unless-
just an algorithm
yeah.
watching it. Like, it's just easier for them to pick up keywords in the early parts and the later parts
Yeah.
of the video. So, like, there's nothing for them to pick up early on other than there's this screen that says China Uncensored.
But the thing is, like, what can you do? You know what I mean? Because YouTube is a monopoly.
Nothing.
There's
Nothing.
nothing that
It's Google.
you can even do. Yeah.
Let's talk about the company.
I don't even
Like,
like to
not
call
the
it
company.
YouTube anymore.
Let's,
Really?
let's talk about the channel itself, China Uncensored, like what they're actually about. They're a news company. They put out
It's
news
objective, right?
specifically. What'd you say?
It's objective news. Like it's unbiased, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They
Yeah,
just,
it
they-
seems unbiased to me. All I get is facts.
Unbiased
they
and
just put out
unprecedented.
factual information about events in China.
My
And,
man, come
Um,
on our show. My man from China Uncensored. Love to have you on.
That would be.
I
That would
would
be
love
crazy.
that. That man, I've been watching your show forever. I've been watching your show since I was probably like 14 years
Oh
old,
wait,
man.
real quick, Mike. What's the update on Brandwine? I know you have an update for us.
So I did talk to Brownline a little bit. You know, I sent him a message because he asked me what I was up to, and he never responded. He read it, but he didn't. He left me on red. I got left on red.
Wait,
by
Brownline
my
deadass just left you on
He
red?
left me on red.
To
It's
interrupt
okay. I don't
that,
take it personal, Brownline.
we're watching NXT take over Toronto right now, and they're lowering a goddamn cage wrapped in barbed wire with weapons fucking stuffed in the links.
Jesus.
I don't see any weapons.
You don't see the weapon? See that
Oh, I
chair
see the
stuck to
chair.
the
Where does he say that goes to the chair?
See the sledgehammer?
Oh yeah, I see some of that.
Oh,
This is
crazy.
the third. So this match is a 2 out of 3 falls match. And so the first match was a normal match, the second match was a street fight. And I get in the third match, the general manager of NXT was going to decide what it was if it went to that.
Oh,
If
yeah?
they needed a third match to settle it. And they did. And I guess it's this fucking steel cane wrapped in weapons, which I guess is a good way to settle a rivalry.
I
So
like it.
I just want to say about the China Uncensored videos. We never really discussed like the why, like the material that was demonetized.
We don't know.
So well, even before
It was
this
mostly
video that
Hong
was-
Kong protests.
Exactly. So yeah. So the videos before this video that was demonetized without like a name or description, right? They didn't put a name or description.
Yeah,
yet.
it was mostly Hong Kong protests.
It
I
was-
think that's when it started.
4 other videos that were demonetized as well, and they were like 4 or 5 other videos that were demonetized covering the Hong Kong protests that are going on right now in Hong Kong.
Do you know what the reason behind the demonetization was? Do they have to
No.
give a reason?
No.
Hmm.
I don't think so. Right?
I think
They
maybe.
can just they can demonetize the video and just tell you they won't tell you what
I don't think
specific
they
part of
have
your
to,
video,
yeah.
but they'll tell you that it was because of like certain foul language, but they won't tell you
Yeah.
what foul language
I was-
or what part of your video.
I was watching something and this guy, he had,
They suck. They
yeah,
just
he,
suck.
he got the music and it was,
You gotta be careful, really careful uploading music. 'Cause
yeah,
like,
it was,
say you upload a beat.
yeah,
Someone it's their fucking sample or like some fucking UMG has it.
Yeah.
UMG will just take it. That's what UMG does. That's how they make money.
yeah, that's
They just
that's
take other people's
fucked.
content. And
But it's like I was watching the video and someone had it was royalty free. Like he said that that there was no copyright. There was no way that anything. And then someone I don't remember the exact thing, but someone somehow called him on copyright, and he got like 5 or a bunch of his videos got demonetized, and it was like the highest watching.
Because if
Yeah.
he appeals it, it just goes back to the company.
That's
and the
what
company's
he was
just gonna
saying.
Be like, no, I want it.
That's what he said. He was like,
what is that?
he did it on
that's how
one of
court
them.
worked? Like I accuse you of murder, and then
And
they
it goes
go
back
they
to
go
the other
court,
guy.
and the judge is like, well, did he murder him? And you're like, yeah. Okay.
Damn
guilty.
right he did.
Yeah. like that's.
But,
That
yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because he was like he tried to appeal one of them, and they're like, if you really want to do this, like you're gonna get a strike, and then I don't know, that shit is so
It's
stupid.
YouTube wanting to be super friendly with companies. They want to be business friendly. They want to be
They
advertiser
want the
friendly.
money. They want
Yeah.
the money.
They don't give a fuck about the individual.
And you know what? I watched YouTube like
I think for a while they were trying to like get people to get away from PewDiePie.
yeah, I don't really know a lot about that, but I know like even personally I know they've become more money hungry. Same thing with SoundCloud. I go on YouTube. I actually use YouTube for music, free music. 'Cause I'm a broke bitch. But at work I'll be listening to music at the gym, and I'll always YouTube. The ads just keeps getting more ads.
They started putting
And you
2
can't-
ads at
Yeah,
a time.
2 ads. It's the same. Yeah.
So you shouldn't even feel bad for like bands when you just like listen to music for free because Spotify doesn't pay them shit. So
Yeah.
paying Spotify is just paying a business. Like
Yeah.
Spotify, I've listened to a lot of like musicians say we don't get paid shit from Spotify. Like Steven Tyler said, he gets paid nothing from Spotify. Like he makes barely any. If this was the only money he was making, he wouldn't have enough to like live. Like he'd run out of money real quick.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot better places than Spotify. I know Tidal's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else.
I don't know how long Spotify will last just because of that. Like some musician is eventually going to be like,
So
Suck
like,
yourself.
where is this
yeah.
money going? Are they not
just to Spotify.
They just
Spotify
take it,
gives
yeah.
them a certain
like percentage? Yeah.
It's
It's
very
like for
small.
listens, but Spotify makes so much money. They're like getting a small fraction of it.
Yeah.
Like the total of music.
I honestly, I'm surprised. I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about this.
But
and I love
most
Spotify.
people, most
You know what I mean?
modern
But
day
that just
musicians
kind of-
are fucking stupid.
But
They
people
don't
aren't
notice.
doing anything
But it's
because
all the older musicians who are like AC/DC didn't even go on iTunes for like until like the 2010s. Like they refused to be digital because of all this shit.
That's because older musicians, they're used to the game
Exactly.
where they were getting taken advantage of by record companies. You know what I mean?
Forever.
So
Since they've been a musician, they've been getting
literally,
taken advantage
like,
of.
you think like, for instance,
They
like
know.
people like Johnny Cash, Elvis. Like I'm just listing, classic musicians off the top of my head. Chuck Berry, fucking Jerry Lee Lewis. You think that these
Well, Elvis
people,
did let himself get taken advantage of
well,
pretty hard.
oh, for a fact.
He
but
was like,
but
this
what I'm
guy-
saying is,
he never let
is
Vegas
like,
really.
these people who were just regular people, you know what I mean? And they got paid to make fucking music and shit like that. And their music was so exceptionally popular in the 1950s and the 1960s. There was so much revenue gross from it, but they received such a little portion because of how their contracts were drawn with record companies.
I hate that.
You know?
Because it's the people with talent, but they're not making the money. You know what I mean? They're getting plugged in by, the
They get the fame and acclaim and all the baggage that comes with it, but they don't get the money from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And,
That's
They still
crazy
get.
to
I
me.
mean, people still get a shit ton of money from touring.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah,
but it's just like.
another thing too, like being a musician myself, I do know like some things. Like I haven't really like I've never toured, but I honestly need to get my music shit together. But I know that a lot of gross income for like bands and stuff like that will come through merchandising and like
Merchandise
selling.
is huge.
Yeah, dude, like selling like sweatshirts, tapestries,
We gonna
things at things at like their shows. You know what I mean? Like just basically merchandise, like fan gear and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. People, that's paying for.
I feel like posters fell off, but posters are fucking sick.
Dude,
I don't know
posters
why
are
posters
underrated
fell
Yeah.
off,
in the
but
modern-
posters are the shit. I was thinking about that.
Star Wars poster. In my
Dude,
room.
my room is bare as fuck. I was looking at it today. I was like, damn, it's white. There's white walls. This looks terrible.
See, my room's cool, and I have these. I left them at college, and my old roommate still has them. I haven't gotten them back yet. I had some albums that were framed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You gotta get those.
I think The Getaway by the Chili Peppers, maybe.
Oh, really?
Oh, yo,
Wait, I got-
remember. Did you have
And
them here at one
Abbey
point?
Road, yeah.
Yeah.
Next, where that framed picture I have of the Anderson Silva autograph thing.
Yeah.
is?
What's the poster where they all have the socks on their
across the-
dicks? And
Oh,
they're
the
walking
Chili
across the
Peppers?
street, yeah. I have that poster.
You're talking about two separate ones, right? There's ones where they have socks on their dicks, and there's ones where they're.
No, it's just one. They're
So
walking.
the Chili Peppers did one walking across the street.
They're
with
walking
socks
across
on
the
their
street, and they only
Yeah,
have
Like
socks on their
imitating
dicks.
Abbey Road.
dick? Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah. Because I have the Abbey Road framed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't have that picture.
I don't remember.
I don't think that's an album cover. I think that's just a picture.
I don't know, but it was sick. That's why I have that.
No, they used to perform like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
because
They
they used to perform naked, and then people started telling them they can't perform naked, so they started performing with socks on their
Dude, yeah, I got that.
Isn't that great?
Damn, I did not know the naked part, but I did know
Yeah,
they definitely.
it was like once they started getting bigger and they started getting more established venues,
And
they were like, "You
that's
can't do this."
that's so crazy. Like
They
how
would come up with socks on their dicks, and I think it was like someone I can't remember which person in the band, but someone said like 15% of the time they would get shut down immediately.
that's hilarious. But
That's
it's
crazy.
but it's
Yeah.
crazy because that got them people. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
it's
people
like
knew that they were these nuts dudes from Cali.
yeah.
Dude, I mean, think about
Who else
know,
be putting
Well,
socks
this
on their
crazy
dick?
type of
Are you-
rock,
are you
soul,
fam-
this soul rock R&B music.
I know Shane's definitely familiar with him, but are you familiar with G.G. Allen?
I know the name, but I can't say. Maybe if you said some music.
So G.G. Allen basically,
You don't have to know the music, my friend.
his music, honestly, I can't really tell you any G.G. Allen songs, but I know
That he shit on stage.
that he would shit on stage. he
Oh,
would do
rape
very
someone on
sexual
stage.
Were you
shit.
telling me?
Yeah.
You were telling me. Yeah, Shane,
Yeah.
you were actually telling me about this.
He
yeah.
raped someone
You told
on
me he
stage.
raped people on stage. That's
He
why I
would
remember.
just
shit.
do crazy shit. Like his act was less about the music, more about him just being.
Didn't you say he was like
fucking
he was like
wild.
fucking? Didn't you say he was like fucking on stage? Someone said he was fucking. You said he was fucking
He
on
fucked
stage.
someone on stage. He raped someone on stage.
Yeah,
He
you.
took
Yeah, we were
raps
talking
on a girl
about
and
this.
raped her on stage.
That is terrible.
That is fucking awful.
How do you?
How
Oh
does
yeah,
that happen?
because I remember. Yeah, because I was like, how the fuck? Who let that happen? Who
It's
let
like
this
everyone.
man?
It's like
Who let
a
this
dog.
man rape
Apparently
on stage?
everyone.
How do you rape on stage? That's
Like
fucked
in
up.
front of a crowd. Look at him.
Like people.
That's him.
Is he bald? Tell me he's
Yeah,
bald.
he's bald with a goatee, I think.
What the fuck is going
Yeah, he would
on?
do things like mutilate himself, like
Yeah.
cut himself. On
I'm
stage.
I'm
He had a
watching
very
him do
religious
that.
family. His family was super religious.
Oh,
Like,
so
they
he's
were
trying to
force
break
it
out.
Isn't it? It's always like that. I feel like. See, he would like fight people.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, when your family is putting that much pressure on you, and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, fuck that. So you just do your own shit.
Yeah.
Or
And
you go the complete opposite.
but it's like, yeah, but it's like they're so hard on you, so you want to reverse, but you're reversing so hard that you be raping on stage. this man reversed so hard he raping on
so hard that you'd be raping on stage. That's a direct quote.
But yeah, just watching this,
That's-
I don't know, it's fucked up.
See, that's most people didn't go see him for the music. It was for the
Just-
act.
just
well,
see him do crazy shit on stage.
It's entertain. I mean, I wouldn't call
It's
it
like a train wreck.
entertaining, but it's a train wreck.
You just want to watch these two trains.
It's
take each other full
horrifying,
Yeah.
but you can't look away.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to
It's so
say
fucked up.
I was gonna say entertaining. I didn't want to say it, but it's just
No,
like
like
you know what I
him
mean?
fighting people. Here's the thing: him fighting people and him breaking fucking shit over his head and him punching himself. To me, I could find that entertaining about some fucking metal guy. But once he grabs someone out of the crowd and he's like harassing some girl, that's when it gets too
You
much for
also
me.
got to remember the time period that this was in. Honestly, I'm not from this generation, but the 1990s seemed to have this attitude where like we don't care about
They don't
anything,
give a shit.
man. Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
it
give
was
a fuck. Like
Yeah.
anti-establishment, fuck entertainment. Like we're just gonna. I was thinking about Nirvana the other day, right? And Kurt Cobain was a fucking genius. Kurt Cobain was very fucking smart man. I think that he fucked with what the entertainment industry viewed as entertainment. I think that he changed the idea of what it is to listen to music. Like, you know, generally you want to hear pretty sounds and stuff like that when you listen to music,
yeah.
but I listen to some of Nirvana songs and he's just like,
Nirvana's great.
he's just wilding the fuck out, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, he's just
Nirvana is as raw as it gets.
yeah, and you know what I mean? And like, it's crazy because he was so raw and belligerent, but they were pop sensations, and that's
Yeah.
generally not what you see in a pop in pop circumstance. You know what I mean? Like pop and circumstance. You know, shout out to my band nerds, pop and circumstance. But But like when you picture pop, you picture like the Beatles. You know what I mean? You picture like Hanson. You picture like clean cut, like boy band type of stuff, like happy bopping for the family.
With
type
like
of
the
music.
suits well dressed
And
and
then
saying
Nirvana comes out and Kurt Cobain's just like wailing and he's screaming and he's just like. But honestly, it was like he made anti-pop. I guess that's what you would call it. Like it was anti-pop. Like it was exceptionally popular, but it was not what is classified as pop music. Like it's just insane. Like to me, especially like as a person who follows like music and stuff like that. Like I think it's insane. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
No, it is crazy.
Time.
But it kind of makes sense because you say anti-establishment, you know what I mean, and like you have this kind of like cut idea of what pop is, and then they're doing the exact opposite. So it's like, wait, everyone's following this normal shit. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go follow the other guys.
And they made their mark on music forever because
Yeah.
everything became a lot more free on what people could do.
Yeah,
after
yeah.
Nirvana
I
became
like
a
that.
thing.
I like that
That
a
is
lot.
true. That is true. They kind of like chipped away at the aspect of
You need to be
what
this
you can
cookie
say.
cutter.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
I think that's crucial actually.
Another band I forget, but a band that I really appreciate from the 90s that I think a lot of people forget about is called Blind Melon.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
fuck yeah. They make Rain, right?
yeah. They make that one song that everybody knows, Connor. All right. Dude, Shannon Hoon was a literal masterpiece. He was amazing.
Masterpiece.
He was just like amazing. Like this man, like struggled severely with a problem with heroin and whatnot, but like in his words, you can feel what he's saying and like how he's feeling and all these problems he struggled with. I feel like they're one of the least talked about bands in the '90s. Like, I don't know, like when I'm having a hard time myself with my own issues and whatnot, I'll put on Blind Melon and I'll listen to him and like I can feel.
Nah, when I got shit going on, like I want to listen to something that's got emotion in it. You can feel the emotion. You know what I mean?
You know what I used to listen to when I was like, just like upset, you need to listen to some music?
Yeah.
3 Days Grace.
I've listened to
3 Days
some
Grace.
of their stuff.
3
I
Days
know
Grace was the shit.
they have 7 Day Army, 7 Nation Army.
No, that's the White Stripes.
Oh,
The
3 Days
White
Grace
Stripes
did
are
Animal I've Become and Riot.
I know Riot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Riot. Yeah,
They were like a metal band.
yeah. I definitely know the name. I know Riot.
Then I stopped listening to them once their lead singer left. Now they got a new lead singer. It's weird. It's like a metal band, but with like the guy from Papa Roach, like the lead singer for this hardcore metal band, or like the guy from like the Offspring and Papa Roach combined. It's like a weird, like
Dude, what happened to the
high-pitched
Offspring?
raspy
The
voice.
Offspring used to be nasty, and then they
Yeah, I
just
don't
started
know.
getting like more pop and weird.
They were still pretty fucking cool though. I've always liked their music.
Blind Melon had this song called Change. And these lyrics always hit me like really hard. You know, and honestly, like you can, like I said previously, like the lead singer struggled with heroin addiction, which definitely comes with, or is a byproduct of severe depression and whatnot, or also like they're intertwined. You know what I mean? Whether he was doing it to like deal with like the amount of fame and people. Fucking seeing him all the time and like being on the ball as a musician. But in the song Change, the opening lines are, I don't feel the sun coming out today, I'm staying in, I'm gonna find another way. As I sit here in this misery, like, I just like, I don't know, man. I think that like, people should listen more to music. They shouldn't just listen to it for the beat, and they shouldn't.
Oh my god, that is so true.
I think
It's like poetry.
Yeah, you can learn from people's experiences. Like for instance, like Shannon Hoon was telling a story, dude, and like and his story was, I'm in so much pain, and I caused this to myself. Like I've got myself into something I didn't understand at all, and honestly, it should be taken as a warning, you know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of people, they'll listen to music and they won't take it that way.
That's the same shit with like Mac Miller, cause you listen to all of his stuff.
And you're like, this is a jam.
I'm like, yo,
But
this
he's like-
shit
but
hard.
he's like, I'm really struggling.
But,
like, you guys,
You listen
Keep
to
on
the
warning.
words, dude. All of it, it just like it hits. Like it's serious, like super serious. But on first glance, or if you just listen to it, you're like, oh, this shit like slaps. Like he's saying words, but the beat, like he flows on the beat super nice. But you listen to the words, and you're like, wait, he's got shit going on, like big time.
Yeah,
and
once
it's
he passed away, self-care like changed entirely for me.
yeah, his whole like last album was super sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
it was so good, but
I still
super,
haven't really
sad.
listened to it fully. Like I remember where I was the exact day Mac Miller passed away. I remember what happened that day. I remember so much about that day. I remember what I did. I remember
That's wild.
listening to Mac Miller. I remember, honestly, that was the day where I really looked into Mac Miller. Like, I listened to him before, but I didn't value him enough. And before
Yeah.
that, which is sad, to be honest. You know what I mean? And it's the cliche that everybody only cares about you after you've passed
When
away.
yeah.
But, like, he was a brilliant man. Like, he was
Yeah.
saying some
His
real
music is
shit.
so good. Like it's not even, it's like new age, but it's, you know what I mean. It's not like it's not rap. It's not like super mainstream rap. It's just good. You know what I mean? It's just like jazz, got some funk.
See, so right, I've had like a couple recommendations for me. Like, is Faces an album? It's like a
Yeah.
mixtape, right?
Faces. It might be an album, but I know it's a song. New Faces with Earl Sweatshirt. I know that song is crazy
So
good.
he has the album that like I can listen to it forever. Like I'll listen to it on repeat. I don't even care. It's watching movies with the sound off.
Oh,
Like that movie. That's
yeah.
probably what his most popular album.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but
I
that
like
album.
a lot of his stuff.
I remember specifically in one song. I think is it the opening track? Star Room. Is it Star Room? I think it's Star
I'm
Room.
not sure. I don't know. I usually listen to music just like
Can you look up the opening track of
like a mess. I don't know. I'm all over the place.
So, opening track to Mac Miller's Watching Movies with the Sound Off.
But
I didn't listen to a lot of Mac Miller at all.
I'm gonna just say this: Action Bronson, been
Oh.
on him for a while. He is so fucking underrated, but he is
Action
so
Bronson
good.
is amazing.
He is so good.
He's
I
amazing.
completely casted him out once he said he was the new Ghostface Killer. I completely stopped listening. I haven't listened to him since.
Is it
Dude.
the
So
opening
he
track?
said he was the next Ghostface Killer. Ghostface dissed him. Now it's done.
In
I
Star Room,
love Action.
in the
I'm a
song
huge fan.
Star Room, he says, and like, I can feel, like, his pain and his mistakes in this line. He says, he talks about, like, basically, like, how he started off experimenting with substances and drugs and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
it just got way out of control.
Yeah.
And he says, all my backfires of my experiments with drugs, and, like, that shit hits me hard. Because I think a lot of people look at substance like that. I think a lot of people, they start off like just kind of like, they'll take acid,
Yeah.
whatever, to like experiment with their own consciousness.
And
and
they
wanna
keep
find out
doing
something
it,
more.
and then they do more shit.
They do more shit, and then they're like experimenting with all these other things, and then eventually they find themselves.
You go too
themselves in-
far. You know what I mean? You do something that you
They
probably
find-
shouldn't.
They find themselves in something habitual that they didn't understand in the first place. Like, and I think that, like, I don't know, music is a great learning tool. It's
I love
phenomenal.
music. I actually in like 6th grade, for whatever reason, I was on some weird shit. But there was a time period where I just didn't listen to music. I don't even know why,
Same.
but like I was one of those kids that I didn't listen to music. And then like looking back at it,
It's like,
I'm
why?
like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Because
Yeah,
I listen to
like,
music, dude,
why?
every day, like
Yeah,
all
same.
the time. Nah, not all the time, but a lot of the time. But I don't know. It's so weird that I didn't listen to it because now it has such a big impact on my life and even on my mood. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, see, in the moment, for whatever reason, lately I've been preferring, like, just putting a podcast on as opposed
Yeah.
to listening to music. For
I'll do
whatever reason.
yeah. I'll do it. I don't know. I'll do music a lot more. I have this playlist that I've been actually. I sent it to Mike G, not you. I know you're gonna be upset, but
I just
but-
knocked the mic to the side.
but no, it's like my inspiration playlist. So it's like a lot of ambient, like sort of sad, kind of like just like vibes. But that's what I'm trying to work on in my own beats. So that's what I've been listening to, like getting.
Have I ever told you to listen to John Bellion?
No, but I know the name.
You should listen to John Bellion.
What is it?
I
What is
think
he? What is it?
It's pretty.
I
pretty
I
unique
100% know the name.
So, you know the song All Time Low? That's a band. That's not the band, the song. Every time I say that to someone, I'm like, you know the song All Time Low by John Bellion? They're like, I know the band.
All Time
Fucking
Low.
band.
I don't think so.
So that was probably his biggest song, but he's got like this, it's like a poppy, like rap type.
Yeah.
And I'd say some EDM, but it's got like a really unique style.
That's what I like, because everyone listens to the same whatever shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
come on. And I want to
After
start.
this podcast, I'll play you some John Bellion.
Oh yeah, but like, I want to start making music, but I don't want to make just like the same.
cookie cutter.
I don't want to make like the same rap shit, because yeah,
It'll be
like
different.
the beat can slap, but it just sounds like. I'm not gonna hate on Migos; they're doing their thing, but like every single one of their songs and the flow like is the same, which is cool because they have their thing, but I don't know. It's like for me, I feel like that's kind of that sets like the stereotype for new age rap, if that makes sense.
As a musician, I've been a musician for a long time. I've been playing instruments since I was in the 4th grade. I think that it is exceptionally important to the music community to experiment and to try and create different sounds. You know what I mean? You
That-
want to
yeah.
fluctuate. And I think a lot of what we're seeing in a lot of modern genres of music is basically just I don't even know if I would say like it's basically like music made for the purpose of making money. You know what I mean? They found their formula that makes money, and they're just gonna push it.
And I feel like a lot of people deny it too, or like, because when people explain the lyrics and they're talking about like say killing people or whatever, committing crimes or just like, you know what I mean, the same thing like drugs, sex, women, whatever, and they're talking about it on yeah, with the guns out, but they're talking about it on like
Slim Jesus style.
Do you know who? I don't know who interviews them. It might be Lyrical Lemonade or Genius or whatever, but
are you talking about
Genius
like
does the
Adam?
interviews
it's
for
like
lyrics.
Lyrics Explained.
Yeah,
Adam
Genius.
22?
Yeah, but Genius.
What do you mean Adam 22?
No, the videos you're talking about are Genius.
Oh, Genius.
Oh,
The
you're talking
Genius
about,
also does the lyrics on Spotify, like when you're listening to songs. But
You're
So-
talking about lyrical meanings. I thought you were talking about like
Adam 22 does the interviews. Yeah.
Oh, when they're doing like
Adam 22, no.
when they're doing like the Lyrics Explained, and then
I fucking hate that guy.
he's like,
Yeah.
they're like,
I couldn't tell you why, honestly. Just I don't like Adam 22. He just
I don't even-
irritates me.
what is he from?
He does the No Jumper podcast with the
Oh, yeah.
rappers. The bald guy with the tats.
Yeah, I do
I
remember.
respect him. I respect
Hold
him.
on.
I respect his ability in his podcast world, but just something about him just irritates me.
Fuck yeah, 22.
Yeah, fuck Adam 22. I
Thanks,
feel like he tries to create beef amongst the rap community.
Yeah, you know,
Like
you
he's
gotta
like,
keep
so there's this guy
popular or
Ariel
something.
Helwani in MMA, who's like a reporter who just tries to shit stir so he can get people like
But that's-
looking into his pod.
I
like,
feel like that's his
it's a
job.
business
That's
thing,
a
yeah.
job for him. Yeah, it's
but like in
creates
rap,
business for
in
him.
the rap world, people can die.
But yeah, but like the I'm gonna just
Like,
say
that's
this.
where it becomes a problem.
I'm
to
gonna say
me.
this real quick.
Yeah.
So, but like the lyric shit, when people are talking about like, killing people, doing all these drugs, I'm like Little Tecca. Actually, this is where I'm getting it from. I don't know what
From
song
who?
it was from. Lil Tecca. He just recently blew up like crazy.
I don't know.
I'm too old for that.
Nah, I don't know what songs. Like 2 of his songs blew up. But anyways, he was talking to someone in an interview, and they were explaining his lyrics, and he was like, "Yeah, I never like I don't have a gun. Like I'd never done any of this shit." He's like 16.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like that's obviously for clout and like just to make money. You know what I
Were we
mean?
just talking about this,
I
Shane?
think a
Like
lot of it's feeling.
desensitization?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can rap about it, and that's like a feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
can
don't
rap
know.
about
It's as a
like,
form of expression.
That's true.
Say in an Eminem sense, like I feel like I'm expressing my anger, like I want to go and do these aggressive acts and things like that, and I'm expressing it in music. But like claiming you're about that specific
Yeah,
type of,
that's
of
what I'm
life, you know what I
saying.
mean?
It
And to be honest, like as a musician, as an artist, you need to recognize your span of influence. Like
Yeah.
people, when you blow up like that and you have an audience, there's gonna be people looking up to you.
But
and they're
peop-
gonna
yeah,
base
people
their
look
life
at
on
you.
your music. Music is so influential.
It is so influential. But it's like, I don't know, for me it's just like, when I think about that, I'm like, I would never do that. I'm not talking down on him because he did, but like, it's just like a respect thing. Like, and just
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't do that because I
It's
don't
not
really,
you.
I don't fucking with guns, bro. Like, I don't have a gun.
For-
I'm not
yeah.
gonna say I have a gun
For
if I
me
don't have one.
personally too, like music is a very personal thing.
Yeah.
For the majority of musicians, I feel like music is a very personal thing. You're expressing pieces of yourself. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, no,
So, like,
dude, I
you-
feel that, bro. Like when I make the beats, that's why I sent you the playlist, cause like that's how I've been
Yeah,
for
and I
a
can-
while.
I can feel how you're feeling. from
Yeah,
it, you know what I mean?
Good.
Like,
That's the goal, bro. Like that's when I listen to someone's music and it makes me feel a certain way. I'm like, damn, that was good. That's how I know it's good.
and you know, like, it's crazy just how much, like, not that, like, you know, the music industry wasn't in it for the money from before. but
Yeah,
to the point of, like, it's more than just exploiting artists. It's presenting false images and having people play this
Yeah.
role. You know what I mean?
because
Like,
the thing is, people believe it. Like people. Cause I'm saying, like, I say, yeah, I got guns, like, you know, what I mean, I do all this
people
shit,
don't know.
but no, people
They
don't
see
know.
videos and they're like, "Oh, this guy's strapped
oh.
up."
Like, oh, he rented the Ferrari. He really got that. I'm gonna do that. But it's like, but people actually believe that, and that's the scary part because they're believing something that wasn't even true in the first place.
And the thing is too, like, I was talking to Shane, like, if you cut out like the showmanship aspect of it,
Yeah.
like, you know, Like, for instance, we were talking
Are you talking about like the videos?
No, like showmanship aspect of it,
As in
the
like the
sense of
wording?
like for instance, like say I'm a young rapper and I
Yeah.
come from like a suburb and I'm not about that life. I don't sell cocaine. I don't
Yeah.
like tote guns, but I act like I do and I
Yeah,
say I do in
okay,
my
yeah.
music to make money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? People hear that and they get influenced by it, especially people who haven't been in those situations. Like
Yeah.
naivety clashes with different cultures. In a sense, like we were talking about for instance, like what were we talking about? Mr. Brownstone by Guns N' Roses, right?
We were talking
So
about that.
basically, Mr. Brownstone by Guns N' Roses is a song about the development of a problem with heroin. You know what I mean? And they
Yep.
talk about Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose sings. He says, basically, I used to get up on like at on time, and then we like drink, and then we go to the show, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, now I'm on heroin, and now I get up around whenever. I used to get up on time. You know what I'm saying? And people hear that, and because they're naive and they don't understand the culture behind it, and they don't
Yeah.
understand that aspect of life because they've never experienced it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that's cool. Like, I look up to these guys. These
Yeah.
guys are doing these drugs. These guys are living this way.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I should.
It's the
live
whole
this
like
way.
the quote unquote rock star lifestyle
Yeah, dude.
mentality.
And our generation definitely has this aspect where like we wanna.
We all want to
feel
live like that, and people do live like that. even though
Yeah.
they don't have the money to live like that.
Yeah, that's what
It's-
breeds.
it's
That's
fucking
what breeds, for lack of
crazy.
better
Yeah.
words, like junkies. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone in our generation is a junkie in some way.
It's so crazy. Like, I don't know, it's still like perplexing me, the false imaging that people put out, and like people will still believe it. You know what I mean? Like all the people are like, they're getting designer, but they don't have the money for it. You know what I mean? Just to look like their favorite rapper
yeah,
or
dude.
something.
Or,
That
or
shit.
They
I
have
don't know.
designer, quote unquote, but it's really just fake. And then people are looking
Yeah.
at that, and then people are influenced by that to them.
And then they buy
themselves
the real
design.
shit.
They
Yeah.
buy the real shit, and they can't even afford it because they're working a dead end job. And you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they're spending all their money on that, and they're still living in their house with their parents or whatever. And, you know what I mean? Like, which
Yeah.
isn't bad. You know, I honestly believe that like our country should be more family oriented. I think that that's important
Yeah.
too.
I think so. I think we
I think
lost that.
school fucks
think-
it up.
School
I think,
definitely
yeah.
fucked it up.
And I think it's like culture's fucked it
The
up
amount
too.
of schooling,
Well,
especially with the internet, we don't need the amount of schooling that we're given. Like, not as much. We could cut it in half, even more than half, and kids would be fine
So-
learning on their own from the internet. Like,
what
I think
even,
I learned way more from the internet than I did at my high school.
But
what
it-
even is
But it's
like,
not.
way more.
But it's not regulated. You know what I mean?
I know, but I don't think it has to be anymore.
I don't
that's
think
the
it does
thing.
either.
Well,
The
that's-
internet is not.
I
really
like that, and
regulated.
I
that's
don't.
the
I
thing,
agree.
Like,
I
school
totally
is
agree.
a systematic
If you want to learn, you can
way
learn.
of thinking. You know what I mean? They
Everyone
teach.
has that ability.
They
now.
teach
Oh, yeah.
like almost like a hive mind type of thinking. You know what I mean? Like
That's exactly
like
what it
School
is.
should be for
Workers
helping
and-
kids socialize.
I'm pretty sure I seen a video on this, and it was basically talking about how the school system in America hasn't really changed much since the fucking 1800s, where it was
Yeah.
preparing kids to go and work in factories and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's basically preparing you
In
to
Massachusetts,
take in information, accept what you're taking in, and then do your
But
job.
the thing is it's preparing you to accept what someone tells you.
Yes.
But it's like, what type of world would you want to live in where you just accept what someone tells you? Like, why
Exactly.
wouldn't you want to
think for
think
yourself.
for your exactly? And it's like it's such a simple concept, but like people really don't. I don't want to say don't understand, but like people
when
don't.
we're talking about this, like how dysfunctional the education system is
Yeah.
here, and we're in Massachusetts, who has
Some of
either
the
at
best
some point
education.
at any given year either number 1 or number 2 in the education
Yeah,
system
yeah.
in the United States.
Now,
Imagine being from Mississippi where they're 50.
Yeah,
or
you're
even-
like
Imagine how much you learn in school.
yeah.
or
Some
like
people are probably illiterate in their. I think there's stories of people
No,
being illiterate
I could've-
going into like high school.
dude, there's even
Science.
people being illiterate in Massachusetts. I know that for a
Yeah.
fact.
There are people,
And Massachusetts has one of the highest
That's
ranking curriculums in the state.
but Mississippi, it's like wholesale illiterate people.
Host.
So you can bring up Mississippi in the South, but let's
Like
talk
the
about
Costco.
Jenny. We can bring up Mississippi in the South and whatnot, but we can also talk about like say California. Like, California,
Yeah.
Yeah, certain areas are fucked.
dude, California. Honestly, I feel like the rest of the world views California as what America is like. You know what I mean? Like,
Honestly, I think you're fucking right. I
Yeah.
think you are
Everyone
very
wants to
right.
go to California.
Because
Everyone
like
wants to
California's the
live
place to be for some
California
reason.
is Hollywood. It is-
Why is it the place to be? I don't know.
California's
I've never
Hollywood.
been there.
It's because that's where all the
there.
media
It's
is.
okay.
You know?
Oh, you're right.
I've been there once.
But
Oh,
the thing is, what I'm trying to say
I'm
about
not
California
fancy.
is I'm pretty sure that there's a decent percentage of the Californian population that's
Homeless.
well, there's actually a huge homeless problem in California. There's like you guys know about Skid Row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a mile long.
Did we talk about this in the first
Just
podcast?
homeless people.
No.
I think no.
Oh.
I think we talked about
Maybe the last
Canada.
one that didn't.
It was the last one we talked.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
Skid Row
it was
is
Skid Row,
crazy.
Skid Row's
Dude, there's this guy on YouTube. I can't remember his name for the fucking life of me.
Joe Rogan.
I wish it was Joe Rogan because it'd be easier to find. But he just interviews people on the street in California.
Wait, I saw that. I know.
He interviews homeless
I thought
people, right?
It was either California or
I'm sure you
Canada.
could
There was
look
like
it
a
up on
block
YouTube.
of like
He
all
might
homeless
do
people in
different
tents.
areas.
Yeah, it must have been.
Dude, I seen this one where this guy he was a homeless heroin addict, and he was talking about how his life is in the streets and being a
Yeah.
heroin addict and whatnot, and it was insane. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of people. I seen another interview he did. They went to school to be like something complicated, like an astrophysicist or something
Yeah,
like
Or
that.
a
Like,
biomedical engineer.
yeah, and they couldn't find a job, and now they're homeless. They don't have anybody to fall back on. They don't have any back.
That
They
you
spend
know.
all their money going to school.
You know what? Yeah,
Exactly.
the pressure to go to school and like
Find
is
a
a
job
mess.
after.
yeah, but like the thing is, people even if you don't have enough, like if you don't, even oh my god, even if you don't have the money to financially go to school, there's still that pressure to go to school.
Exactly.
And
Like,
it's
I
fucked.
went
Yeah.
to school. It's crazy because I went to school because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like it should have been. I should have not went to school because I didn't know.
Dude,
what I
and
wanted
when you
Yeah,
don't know
I
what
I
agree.
you
felt
want,
this pressure that I had to go.
when
Yeah,
you don't know what you
it's
want to
crazy.
do,
Just went
they
what
tell
my
you to
sister
like.
said.
When you don't know what you want to do, they tell you go to school and just take a liberal
Yeah,
arts
they say go to
degree or
school.
something like that. You know what I'm saying?
They say go to school undecided and you'll figure it out.
At the end of
Exactly.
my first year, my roommate realized he had fucked himself by being a liberal arts major. He was like, what am I gonna do? I was like, nothing. You can't do anything with that.
Dude, and now we're starting to develop even degrees that like they're just like there is no job market for these
Yeah.
degrees like specific like I
Because
can't-
it's what
can you
happens
guys-
is
Like wait, like
yeah.
what?
There's
I was
a
gonna
lot
ask you
of-
like what?
What happens is at least it's new. Like I can't speak to any specific
Yeah.
degrees because I don't really remember. But there were a lot of people that just wanted to take these classes, so these majors got made.
What do you mean?
Like a lot of kids on campus wanted to take certain classes, so the school ended up having these classes.
Oh, they
held,
made
and
a major from the
would get
class?
made. Yeah, because kids wanted it. So like that would I don't know if that happens everywhere else, but that happened at Southern New Hampshire University a
I
couple.
don't know if
times.
that's a good idea.
And that-
well it's
Probably not a
basically
good idea,
like
'cause imagine you like you could major in some schools you could major in Klingon.
yeah.
What do you
What?
want
Do you
to
know
do
what
with
Klingon?
that?
Do you know what Klingon is?
The fucking planet or
No,
whatever it
yes.
is.
I mean, I
That's
think it is it's a language.
Star Trek.
Oh,
That's
language.
a language of Star Trek.
Oh yeah, isn't it Planet Klingon?
Yeah, I think it is Klingon. I think
They
just,
speak
they're all,
Klingon.
but I think they
Oh,
are
what's the
Klingon
name?
too. Like it's
I
stupid.
don't know.
It's fucking.
I'm not a nerd.
I'm like a half
Bash
nerd.
nerds.
I mean, we have WWE
Nah,
on
I love
right now,
nerds.
so I'm kind of.
You guys want to hear something? You want to hear something exceptional?
Oh wait, can I say something real quick before you spit that?
Of course you can.
Before
Alright,
you spit
just
that
about the
fact.
school system. I was talking about this with a woman I work with the other day, and I think that it's so fucked that we're not taught life skills in school
Oh yeah.
Facts.
because I don't know anything about loans. I don't know anything about like how you know whether to rent or purchase a car. I don't know how a mortgage on a house works.
For real.
Yeah. Let
Like-
me ask you this: how much about your rights in law did you learn about in school?
0.
Zero.
Dude, honestly, I remember I took a law class, which was
I did.
honestly kind of it wasn't very.
Who did
well
you
taught.
take it with?
Without the man Broderick.
Yeah, Broderick did like he did him and stuff like that, but like it could have been taught better. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then I remember Mr. Lavoie taught us about our basic rights in like 9th grade, and we
That's
got
good.
but like that's it. Like you know
I
what I mean?
feel like-
And
but
he gave us a pocket constitution, but if I was in another school system where Mr. Lavoie, I will commend that man because he cared about kids and cared about educating kids.
Yeah, he was a
and
good guy. He was
honestly,
yeah.
I think he was a good guy, and I think he cared about this country, and I think he cared about the state of people and understanding that, understanding our rights and what we have access to as Americans and things like that.
But-
and I commend him for that.
The
you know?
thing is, though,
But that wasn't part of the curriculum.
it wasn't a class you had to take. Like I didn't even know that class existed. I didn't.
Dude, Mr. Lavoie just he just gave us a pocket constitution and taught us about it along with like our required
Yeah,
learnings. You know what
I feel
mean?
like now, if
It
he
wasn't
gave
even a
out-
class. It was a general class, and then he gave us like this information on the side because
Yeah.
he cared about us enough to like
Yeah.
try and teach us our rights. You know?
I feel like now if someone gave you a pocket constitution, like a teacher would be like, "Whoa, isn't that a little much?
Like,
Like,
listen,
isn't that a little pressing?
are you gonna
Like, know what I'm
fucking
saying?
grow up?
Yeah, like I feel like they treat it like almost like religion. Like, whoa, don't mix. Like, there's no need to bring that in here. Like, you start doing the Constitution, it's like, whoa. Let's keep.
which
it
is
clean.
which is bullshit.
Like, listen, let's be civil,
You
please.
should know what laws and what rights you have to abide by as a citizen of a specific country wherever you're learning in. You know
And
what I mean?
you
Like,
should know it well.
Facts.
Like it shouldn't be something you hear once. Like you know what I mean?
exactly.
You should
You
like.
shouldn't just be like, oh yeah, you have the right to free speech, and that's you only hear that once in high school. You know
But
what
you
I'm saying?
you
Yeah.
should
It
like
should be
know.
drilled
But I
into
think you should
The
understand
fact
what
that people
means,
were getting in
too.
trouble in high school for not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
There were a couple people that got in trouble for that.
I have a crazy
I mean,
story about that, but
like,
I
that's a
will
problem.
tell that when I come to that.
Like,
mean-
whether you agree with it or not, you
Yeah.
can't get in trouble for that.
See, the thing is, like, I think personally,
correct?
I think it's disrespectful, but I don't think, like, I wouldn't do anything about it if that's your
'Cause
choice.
Exactly. You have
But-
that choice because you're in this country. That's
Yeah.
what's ironic
like-
about making that choice.
But you can't, like,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I don't think that if you were sitting down during the Pledge of Allegiance, I don't think anyone could say anything because that's your choice.
Yeah, because you're in this country, you
You
have
the
that right
freedom
to do
make
that.
the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what's ironic about making that choice to do that.
Yeah, well, because people look down on you because you're doing that, but it's like
But you have that
I don't
right.
think you really can be looked down on because you're doing that.
Exactly. That's what this country's built on. If you don't
And
want to
it's-
fucking... Some people didn't want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance just because they felt like, fuck this school.
Yeah, because
Like,
they were
fuck
cool.
this
They were
school.
cool
I'm gonna
guys.
stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. But like not realizing the greater...
Yeah, the greater meaning,
Yeah,
or
but
like
there were some
the
people that
greater
like...
implication.
There were some people that actually are like, you know, I don't support this government right now.
Yeah.
So you don't stand for
And
it.
I
Like,
wasn't-
making that statement.
I wasn't
can
like
understand that. With the
I
whole
wasn't-
kneeling in the
yeah.
NFL, I get it.
I get it too. I mean,
I'm not gonna stop watching the NFL because of it. Like some people I know did. My friend's dad stopped watching the NFL. He
I
just watched a
was
game.
literally about to say I feel like people just say that and don't actually do it, but
No, he hasn't watched a game. He was a massive Patriots fan. Hasn't watched a game, not even Patriots games.
Who?
so what does he do?
My friend's
What does
dad.
he do now?
What does he do? If he's not watching football, what does he do?
Just like whatever night. I don't know. I don't watch
He's
football.
a
Whatever.
baseball guy now. He's a big baseball guy.
Really? Oh, Mike, what are you gonna say?
His passion.
Pledge of
Alright,
Allegiance,
I don't
baby.
know,
Listen.
So,
no
Pledge
idea.
of Allegiance. High school was a period for me where I could test the limits, where I could see how far you could go.
What limits are you testing?
High school kind of sucked.
I don't know.
I didn't
man.
really
Like,
fu-
honestly,
I didn't
there
really
was,
like
there was a
high
bunch
school.
of different things I was testing. Like in this one specific instance, in regards to the Pledge of Allegiance, I decided that I was going to sit down for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Was it like a social
For what
experiment?
reason?
Or
It was like a social experiment.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
just doing it to do it.
For an entire, I did it for almost the majority of a year because of the fact that, on the basis of they're saying one nation under God in the pledge, you know.
Minky would have sat with you if you had him.
I never had Minkoff.
He
So,
would have sat with you. He did.
dude. So
For every pledge
He
I've
sat
ever
right.
had him for, he sat.
That's crazy.
So I did it on the basis that it brought God into the Pledge of Allegiance because our country is supposed to be secular, whatever.
Yep.
If he was
And I
already
sat
saying
down
he would sit.
and I would see other people's
wild.
reactions, and I would see how teachers reacted to it, and I would see how my peers reacted to it. And I had been told previously by I think it was either Fontanella, Kevin Fontanella. He's the man. Kevin Fontanella.
He's a great guy.
He was
Confirmed
a
great guy.
phenomenal teacher. If you listen to him, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, Like if you wanted to learn, he was your guy.
I took his AP history class.
Dude, I did too. It was great.
It was AP. Wait, AP
I never
US
had
or
it.
World? US or World?
I took AP US.
I took US too.
AP US was
That was a great class. It was a lot of work, but it was a really.
so worth
It was honestly like a very enriching class. It was. I definitely learned the most in that class. I think that's the only class that I really learned a lot of shit from. Yeah. But
so
no, it was a great time.
it was either Font or Lavoie that taught me basically you don't have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Like you don't have to. Like you can sit in protest if you disagree with it.
Yeah.
And whatnot. You can't be required to. It's a right that you have.
So you're like, fuck this. I'm just
being
gonna.
a student, you know what I mean? And I wasn't like a punk. Like I just didn't want to. I wasn't like. I just want to sit down because I don't want to stand up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to.
No, I got
I
you.
wanted to test my rights. I wanted to see how much power I actually
That's
have.
cool.
as a
I like that you did that.
Yeah,
That's
So you
super.
get how many people were?
So
That's
I
super
would,
low.
I would sit down. And you know I was in like some higher level classes and stuff like that, and you know people wouldn't really say anything to me, but when I got to like more like moderate level classes or like people like
Yeah.
like with your regular average person and stuff
Yeah.
like that, like you know people would be like you know like I'm not gonna say anything, but like I kind of view it as disrespectful. Like they would kind of like express that you know.
They'd look, be like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
kind of like you know.
it's like, just get
you know,
up.
whatever. But there was one instance specifically where a teacher, like I sat down, and there was another student sitting down for the pledge.
What teacher?
You really want to know?
Yeah, this isn't exposing them in any way other than
Well,
that they feel sitting for
honestly,
the pledge is disrespectful.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not really
She
exposing.
feels-
It's just like
And
factual.
I think she took it as a direct disrespect to
Miss
her.
Lee.
No, you were close, Miss Mahoney.
I was going to say that.
I think she took it as direct disrespect to her more than like me just trying to express my rights. But
Because her ego is gigantic.
I mean, that makes sense. So like,
no,
if
she wasn't a
she
bad
took-
teacher.
she
though.
took
No,
disrespect.
She's a good
She was a good
teacher.
She's
teacher.
very respectful to me, but I like witnessed her with other people.
She was
would
strict.
She
force it
clearly
sometimes.
picked her favorites.
she was
Yeah,
strict,
she
she
did.
was strict.
She picked favorites.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like she was kind of harder on me, and I
I didn't
honestly,
even have her.
she was kind of harder on me, and I respect her for that because I feel like that's what I needed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I respect her for that.
See,
because
sometimes like,
I feel like that's what I needed.
You know
yeah.
who tried
But,
to yell at me one time
Wait,
for
what?
no reason? Who tried to step to me one time, a teacher, for no
They tried
reason?
to step.
For no reason, just got on my face, started
Oh.
screaming at me. Delon.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
she was something else.
One time she just comes
I
up to
never
me
had
and
her.
she says,
I
"Stop
never had her
bullying this kid." And I was like, "What?" She's
But
like, "I heard you.
was you
bullying
bullying?
this kid?"
Were
And I
you
was like,
bullying?
"I've never had a conversation with you before in my life, so how do you know what my voice sounds
But
like?"
wait, see, were you bullying? You didn't answer.
I didn't do anything. I was hanging out. So what happened was,
But are you
me
baby?
and all these kids were hanging out, and people were ragging on Alex Katowski.
Oh, okay.
And I was sitting there, just laughing at it. AK? You might know him better.
Oh.
So people were just like joking on for whatever reason. I don't know. Could have been some like certain color fucking shirt he had on. or
People
something
joke.
along those
People
lines.
joke.
Yeah, and I didn't even say shit. I was just laughing. She comes over and just points me at. It's like, "You're bullying.
But,
You
like-
need to stop." And I was just like, "You never had a conversation."
I don't think you
before."
can really call out bullying unless you talk to both sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She just walked up to me. I feel like it was.
I have a story about that as well.
Mm.
But
Maybe you looked vulnerable.
let me just get back to the Mahoney story.
Oh yeah.
So I sat down. There was another student sitting as well, and she came over and she basically expressed like, you know, you can't sit down. for
Well,
the
what
pledge or
do you
whatever.
remember like the exact words, or I mean that's kind of hard for you to like draw back on, but
Basically she was like, you're not gonna sit down for the pledge in my room. Like that's disrespectful. Like not her exact words, but like
yeah,
kind of like
yeah. I just wanted to know how
generalization.
like she was coming on to you,
She was like basically looking at it like I was being disrespectful,
but
and being a punk, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna stand up. And she kind of like threatened me like, you know, you're gonna
she said it like
there's
you're
be
gonna stand up, right?
repercussions
Yeah.
if you don't stand up for the pledge, and I was like, no,
And you
like,
took
I'm
it.
not
Yeah.
doing it. I'm not gonna do that. And I knew that she couldn't.
Was it
she
just
couldn't
you
find-
sitting down, or was it someone
Well,
else?
there was somebody else sitting down, but she targeted me specifically.
Just you?
Do you
Yeah,
know
so the
why?
other person ended up standing up. They ended up standing up.
Oh, okay.
I
okay.
think I don't think she really said anything to them, but like they standed up once like stuff started happening or whatever. But
Yeah.
It's a day of pussy. Really.
But and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna stand up. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna express how I feel, and I want to sit down. And no repercussions came of it because it's my right as an American citizen.
She couldn't do anything.
That was, for me, that was a crazy, like, socially experimental success.
But the thing is, like, I think that you described it well, because I think it was her that was being offended. You know what I mean? I think she was offended personally.
That's exactly what.
Because you said that, like, if she said you can't sit down in my room, she's saying it's, you know what I mean? She's possessively saying it's her room.
Yeah, I think she felt offended personally because I don't know what connection she had, like if it was to like say veterans or
no, I get it,
and I respect that, you know what I mean. But I was as a child I was flexing.
He's like, I was flexing, bro, like,
and seeing how far like I could go and seeing what rights I had and whatnot, you know, and I don't look down on her because of that experience or anything like that, you know. I still think she was a phenomenal teacher, and regardless of that experience, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, just because she felt personally that you couldn't sit down doesn't mean. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean any dissonance between you two. It just
exactly, and like, you know, I knew that she respected me, like intelligence-wise and stuff like that. She didn't think I was an idiot or anything like that. But I honestly I think that she just felt disrespected. I think that she took it like personally, but I wasn't trying to be offensive. So you were listening to this, Mr. Holly.
Yeah, but like,
sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
If you have like an emotional or like personal, I mean, if you have a personal connection with somebody, like say a veteran or whatever,
that doesn't give you the right to step over people's rights.
No, it doesn't give you the right to, but like, I don't want to say that I can understand, because I don't think that like, I do understand. I can understand where she's coming from, but I don't think that it's right for her to like, kind of like not disrespect, but like call you out like that.
Especially in front of the entire class, and I'm like 16 years old.
She soloed you in the entire class, and like the whole, like, you know what I mean?
Singled me
it's
out
high
and
school,
everything,
dude.
especially seeing there was another person there.
And it's high school, so I don't know. For whatever reason, that makes it a bigger deal. You know what I mean?
But like, I think that's something we're running into right now with politics is you know, our rights versus how people feel. You know what I mean? Like logic, basically. Like logic and things set in stone versus emotion. I think that's a big factor.
The thing is, I feel like now people can't say something without being emotionally attached to it. Like if
it's a big problem.
If say Shane or Mike or Seth, like if you guys said something, and then I was like, honestly, I don't feel that way, or like I think that's wrong, and then I explain why. I feel like I feel like you guys would, or it's like a common thing that people are emotionally attached, so they take offense to it. But it's like, we can still be civil and disagree. Like just because we disagree doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Disagreement and debate is how like real answers are found.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our country
I
was
don't
found.
know and you don't know, but maybe if we talk about two different theories that we have.
But it's like maybe we can figure it out.
Our country was founded on compromise.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Joe Biden, he got roasted in the media
Straight
for
He's
talking.
been getting he got roasted at the debate too. Poor Joe, he got no defense.
He got
He needs to
roasted
defend
for
himself.
talking about how basically interacting with you know, his interactions with racist
segregationalists, right?
Segregationalists was it not Congress?
Anti-busing?
Was it in Congress or was it in
I
the
don't
Senate?
remember. There's something
It was
about
in the government.
the busing, right?
Basically,
They want school busing.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
basically,
you're right.
Seth,
I think you know.
he interacted with segregationists in a political sense, and even though they didn't agree on the same points, they still worked together and compromised, because that's what our country is founded on, and that's how you make progress. But he was getting roasted for that because people didn't agree with the fact that he was associated via him being in the same chamber as
it's so terrible
segregationists.
because people roasting him, it discourages compromise like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It discourages.
And
it
it's so
discourages
terrible
progress.
because that's what you want to promote. You want to promote people that have different views, but they come together and they find something that they can work towards, and work towards, and also with that move forward with something.
And I think
And
a
it's
lot
terrible.
of people nowadays, they don't understand that everybody's offended by something, and regardless of the fact that of whatever.
Talking about the tray just sitting there on
Weed-
top of
weed
the
tray.
Just got the tray sitting on
Just-
top of
just
this.
sitting there like,
I've
why
been
is it
looking at
there?
that. It's like mad
I
wild.
put that there not long ago.
I mean,
can't put
it
no
was
cookies.
cool.
I think you should keep it. Can you put it back?
Yeah,
It's
that's
not right
the
without
reason why this
I
podcast.
felt a
is
little
so-
uneasy once you put it down.
Yeah, I know. I did too. I felt
Seth,
I was like,
Seth, what do you think about the
kinda
weed
boring.
tray? Honest opinions, go.
Pretty. It's got weed on it. That's a perfect weed tray.
Thank you. Now back to regularly scheduled programming.
Facts. If I must say. Facts. Big facts.
I think that
Oh,
like
is it big?
personal opinion and personal offenses getting in the way of legislation, in the way
Yeah.
of how people view things. Like, just because you're offended by something, it's not the end of the world, man.
It's not. It's not even close. You know what I
Like-
mean? But people are like, "Oh my God, you don't agree with this? You're terrible." But it's like you can't do that.
Sometimes I enjoy being wrong because I learn.
That's the thing.
I like that. Yeah.
You cannot progress as a human being without being wrong at some point, because you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And you learn from being wrong.
I actually realized college has taught me one thing, and it okay, all right.
Books
Wait.
cost
One
way too
thing.
much money for no
learn
reason.
one
I was
thing.
about, that's why I said I was like, wait, no, I can't say one thing, but a really big takeaway for one of the many takeaways is I realized that I actually enjoy learning. I really enjoy learning, and it's not just a certain thing. Obviously, I have my preferences, but I enjoy learning stuff in general. I enjoy teaching myself stuff, or I enjoy just learning information, and
Which
that-
is something that should be promoted amongst us, a youth especially.
yeah, definitely.
Continue. Sorry.
No, that was pretty much it. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just
I found the same thing when I went to
Yeah.
school. My problem was, so I went for 2 years and then I flunked out. It wasn't because I was just doing terribly in general. I was doing really poorly in the
yeah,
classes I had no interest in, but doing
Yeah.
pretty well in the classes that for my major and for my minor.
yeah.
I just did so poorly because I didn't care at all about
That's the thing that sucks.
a statistics class and shit like
Well,
that.
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Education is very generalized. You know what I mean? Everybody
so
learns
generalized.
differently, and everybody is interested in different things. Everybody plays a
But
different
you have
role
the
in
same
society.
curriculum.
Huh?
But you have the
We
same
all
curriculum.
have the same curriculum.
Up
Yeah.
until
You know, if I'm going to major in let's say I don't know.
he
If I'm
doesn't
gonna
know.
major in if I'm
This
gonna
man
major in
don't-
biology and I'm gonna
I
study
major in biology.
oh,
Nerd.
I'm basically Connor now. If I'm gonna major in biology and stuff like that, why do I have to take a course that's unrelated to biology in
Yeah.
my field? You
So-
know what I mean?
Actually, at my school, there's actually, I think at a lot of schools, I don't want to say all schools because I don't know, but there's gen eds, so general education classes.
Yeah,
So
which is liberal. Is that kind of
you got to
liberal?
take some liberal arts classes.
Yeah.
You got to take a couple math classes.
It's like
STEM.
prereqs, right?
Yeah,
Take
it's
a
prereqs.
science class,
Exactly.
like a bio class.
Prerequisites.
Yeah, but it's people, and actually even myself, I haven't taken all my prereqs. I'm almost done with all my major classes, but I still have to take prereqs, which is usually the first class.
See,
you
my
take.
problem was I was I'm
They're
gonna
the
get all
boring
these
classes.
classes out of the way,
Yeah.
so that way later on I'll be taking these great classes.
Yeah.
And I just fuck myself
For
all these
me-
classes I hate.
For me, I was like, you know what? I want to take some bio because I major in biology and finance, and having a minor in chemistry. But so I was like, I want to start doing what I want now. So I took business, some bio, chemistry, whatever,
So I should.
and it was cool. I enjoy that stuff.
I also changed my major, which fucked me a little
Really?
bit. I was a communications major to start.
What did you end up like? What
Psych.
did you change to? Psych. See,
Because I found those classes really interesting.
yeah, because I was just saying, like, I like learning, and if I had unlimited money, that it sounds so fucking stupid, but I would learn, like, I would get so many different degrees just because it would be fun.
No, I feel that.
And it's
Like,
like,
if I just didn't have to worry about fucking up because I spent this much money. Or worrying about having to spend
if
this much
I
money.
didn't have to worry about money, I would be in school for a long time.
The whole idea of
Bernie
prereqs and
Sanders.
whatnot is one of the reasons why I went to. Is one of the reasons why I went to community college. Like,
Yeah.
I'm currently enrolled in a community college.
Oh wait, where did you go?
I go to North Shore,
Nice.
Danvers, because of the fact that prereqs aren't really like, you're not measured.
No, they don't mean anything.
Exactly.
They literally do not mean
So
anything.
if you take
Yeah.
prereqs at Harvard, or if you take them at a community college, it's basically you're just spending more money to take the same course.
It's transfer courses. They're transfer
Exactly.
courses.
Yeah.
So
all of them are
that's
transfers.
why I started with community college. I looked to go into a 4-year college and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
pursuing a psychology degree.
That's what I
myself.
wanted to do. I wanted to go to North Shore and take prereqs. And my mom was like, no, because once you graduate from that, you're not going to go to more school.
See,
I was like, what?
That's
Why?
the thing. That's the pressure that comes with that. There's like this pressure on younger generations that you gotta go to school and like you gotta go to.
But it's so
more
much. It's so much cheaper than a university. And I was like, Mom, we can save this much money.
Why is community college looked down upon? You know what I mean? Like I've had some really good professors who have some really good credits.
Yeah.
Teach me courses.
I know.
think community college is looked down upon because it's seen as the school you go to if you can't get into colleges.
That's
not true at all.
That's what
Like,
that's what
completely false.
That's what my mom said, and she has like a very old school opinion.
That maybe at one point, I can't speak for another point in time, but maybe at one point in time that's what it was.
I think
right now it's like most people, not most, but a very good percentage of people just go to community college because one, they want to figure out what they want to do, and two, they want to save money.
That's actually a kid at my internship. He told me he went to community college because he didn't know what he wanted to do. And
Why
then
go spend a shit ton of money for a year or 2 years at a school, like just taking random classes because you don't know what you want to do?
And
when you could do it at a community college.
Exactly.
Like my roommate didn't know what he wanted to do. He was just taking random classes.
Even
and I was
in
like,
the
you better
sense
figure
of-
it out quick.
Even in the sense of if you know what you want to do, you just bang out your prereqs at a community college so you can get to the main of your
you save so much
major.
money too.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
save so much money.
You get to the mainstay of your major in your college of your choice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like,
I don't know, but I feel like part of it is like
it's
the
culture.
quote unquote. It's culture, like the college experience.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing it.
You're not
you know what I
living at
mean?
community college.
Everybody's doing it.
And that goes back to like our conversation about the degradation of the family unit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it is viewed as acceptable and very common, and as a next step in life at this point in time in America to move off and stop living with your family, go to college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But even right now, like with my family, my mom's like, she's trying to get me out. Like, not because we have bad, you know what I mean? Not because we don't get along, but she's like low key nudging me out of the house, and I'm like, Mom, I'm not out of school yet.
I don't make that much money yet.
I'm like, Mom, I have an internship.
Is it paid?
Yeah, it is.
At least that's.
I
good.
wouldn't.
It's hard to find those, honestly.
I wouldn't
It's not
take an
easy.
unpaid internship.
I wasn't prepared to do that either. I turned when I'm like my freshman and sophomore year, I turned down internships because I was like, I'm gonna wait and hopefully I'll find one that offers.
Well,
me.
like because I can't do that. I don't have the financials to do that. Like my family doesn't. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I
no,
can't
you can't
do
just
that.
do that and take a bunch of money from your family for. Cause you just can't.
no,
Like I couldn't do that either. That's why I just and it was hard enough just work study.
yeah.
Like that, I was doing sports commentary. I was maybe getting like 6 to 9 hours a week, maybe $8 an hour every other week.
$8? Oh, cause New Hampshire, right?
That was the work study pay,
Wait, $8?
Yeah.
Damn.
right? That's what I was getting paid, $8 an hour for work study.
That's wild.
Like it went in because of most, like I think like I think say it's like $12, the $3 go toward your loans, and then you get paid $8.
Oh well, that's kind of smart actually.
Yeah,
I like that idea. I like that idea.
I'm not making any.
Yeah, it's not like tangible.
Yeah,
it goes straight to your loans.
Like I have no money.
But
I ask my dad for money all the time to just do laundry and shit.
Yeah.
And like that's what made like I always felt like college athletes should be paid. That's what really made me think like, goddamn, like they're not making any money. They're doing this every day, all the time.
The student athletes at my school. Well, first of all, student athletes at my
perks.
school, they get perks, but the certain teams are favored over other teams.
Yes.
Like hockey.
And that's why they should be paid. They should at least be paid like work study. Like when they're practicing, they should be getting paid $8 an hour.
But I don't know. See, I don't know. Because my school is going to D1. I think this year.
Every sport. Or
yes.
Most like I think
it's all sports.
Merrimack really good, right?
Hockey. Our hockey team is very good. Lacrosse is
I
good.
almost went there.
Really?
They waitlisted me.
You should have went.
They waitlisted.
It would have been
me.
pretty sick. But
I don't know if I ever got in.
I got waitlisted at Northeastern. Once
I got waitlisted, I was
go
like,
there.
I'm not gonna.
Well, yeah, I was like, how am I gonna know if I get in? I don't know if I got into Northeastern either.
Yeah.
They never hit me up, so I was like, okay,
So
I guess I'll
went to
fuck
SU,
off, Dan.
They took me.
But like,
Merrimack would have been lit though.
yeah, it would have. But
I wanna go there because it was like a nice small campus.
it is. It's super small. It's good, but so like the hockey kids, they're totally favored. I think hockey and football.
Because they're the money makers.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Other
like
than the tuition everyone's paying, but the money makers.
But I think the people that like play sports, I feel like they're getting full rides. I feel like at least hockey, they're getting full
you think
rides.
every single one?
I don't know. I feel like
I know hockey. I just at SNU like the sports were pretty big too, but only.
What
a few
division are you
kids.
guys? Do you
We
know?
had some that were Div 2. We had one that was like our soccer team was like a Div 2 team that like was Div 1 ability.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like,
Well,
and not every kid on that team had full scholarships. Some were half scholarships and shit.
Well,
And, like it still helps, but like you still that doesn't mean you still have money
no, it
to
doesn't.
like
It
go
does
around
not
campus
mean
with
that.
and buy food and get groceries.
Yeah, because my
Like
team. I mean, not
For
my.
the most part, that shit doesn't even affect
No, it
your
doesn't.
average person because they're just taking out loans to pay that. You're not paying that with your pocket money.
The average person like gets fucked for
Yeah,
being
just
average.
over time, not
you
while
get
you're in
wrecked.
school. Once you get out of school, you're fucked.
No, you get
I
wrecked.
realize that real
It just
quick.
stacks up.
I realize
It
that
does.
very quickly.
But like the hockey team at my school, they get a bunch of free shit, like free jackets, free whatever,
Yeah.
and then because my ex-girlfriend used to do track and soccer, and she was like, "No, I had to pay for all of this." It's like, damn, how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're
That's
if-
August high levels of shit.
if you're like, there should be a standard for all athletes that you all either have to pay for your stuff or you don't. Like,
Yeah.
I
You
think.
shouldn't have to pay for shit with
I
your
think
tuition, but
kind of
just
because
in
it was like it was different levels because hockey was D1. I think everything else was D2. But now
Yeah.
that it's all D1, it better be equal because that's just fucked up. Like that's just not right.
You're
You know what
paying
I
all
mean?
this money in the first place.
See, SNU had
Yeah.
no problem with that because SNU made so much fucking money.
Because they have the online classes.
Yeah, they're the #1 grossing online college in the world.
I have seen
Really?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
They
definitely
make
seen that.
so much fucking money. They make more money than any other school compared to how much they spend every year in the fucking world.
You
That's
serious?
crazy.
Yeah, they wanted to. When I went to that school, they had 8,000 people on the campus, and that was in 2016. I was starting,
Yeah.
and by 2020, they wanted to have 20,000 people on the campus. Like that was a plan.
Yeah.
Wait, how much was the original projection?
8,000. They had 8,000. They wanted 20,000,
What the hell?
That's crazy.
That's
and they're
insane.
getting it so far. They're on pace because they
That's
just keep
insane.
putting more dorms, and they're just accepting everyone.
But like
Honestly, that's probably why they accepted me so fast.
My
I
school,
I didn't try
yeah.
that hard in high school. I had a pretty shitty GPA, and they just let me
Yeah.
like that.
See, I feel like there's a problem with the college system. I feel like it's not promoting free thinking. I feel like it's promoting.
it's pretty
Enjoy-
much it's putting
getting
you
a
into a
period.
job, dude.
It's
It's-
it's just promoting you getting a certain job. I feel like
I don't
the
even know
education
if that's
system should
even
actually
possible.
promote education.
It's not. Yeah, it's
It's not
pretty
about-
much like it's seen as the next step. It's like the higher education to getting a more professional job.
The things I liked
But-
about college was I
But
felt
I
like
feel
I
like-
actually learned a lot of shit. In
I
the
Yeah.
feel
classes
like
I took.
there's a
Yeah.
degree of indoctrination in colleges nowadays.
There
as
is.
well. There's like you know what I mean? Like they're pushing a certain type of culture.
They are
Yeah.
exactly.
Upon people when it should be a fucking basically a temple of free thinking.
They're saying,
Connor, can I ask you a question?
yeah.
How left wing is Merrimack? Like how Democrat?
Okay, actually, that's crazy. You asked me this because Chris, my roommate, he was telling me, so, he's a Trump guy, not super heavy, but whatever.
I got friends that are Trump guys, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Got like some of my best friends are Trump guys, and I'm a super not Trump guy.
yeah,
I'm kind of not against his presidency.
yeah. So
Some
he's like,
certain things I
but
fucking
You
he's
can be
not-
against somebody as a person, but not against their policy.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
yeah. So he's not like Trump or die. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
die hard,
He's-
but he fucks with him. So, one of the classes, I don't remember what class, but he was telling me that they were talking that actually after the election, the teacher either canceled class. Okay, all right. So I don't know if this was actually him or someone else, but I heard people cancel class because of the election, but it was written in the email that they were so upset and like
Yeah.
distraught that they had
Colleges
to cancel class.
are very left wing.
But it
At
just
least from my understanding,
and then
the
yeah,
college culture is super
But,
left
like-
wing. I took a class basically called Black Lives Matter. It was about the Black
Really?
Lives Matter movement. It was a sociology class.
but
It was
So-
so left wing.
and it's crazy.
Like almost like I was sitting there like looking around like you were. It was like me and one other dude and a bunch of white girls in the class, and I was looking at them, and I was like, these 3 professors teaching this class, and I was looking at them like, you're brainwashing these people.
But, like one of the classes,
just sitting there like taking it in.
it
Like,
was
this whole class
it was
a
around the
social
election
experiment.
time, right? There was, wait, I think I have a few more actual examples, and they're all like really bad. Not really bad, but just like
Let me-
blatant.
Just so blatantly
Let me
left.
get
they're
these
blatant,
examples.
It's so
So-
campus style is so blatantly
Yeah.
left wing.
So
like,
he-
if you're right wing, it's like a sin.
Chris was telling me like he's in class, and then
Yeah.
the teacher was like straight bashing Trump, which first of all you can't do because like
But professors are given
Politics
so
is
much more
supposed to-
freedom.
yeah.
Politics is supposed to be
But
outside of education.
As a
Yeah.
professor, you can't. I'm
Have
pretty
a
sure
bias.
you can't. Yeah, you can't state your political.
Yeah. However, when I was in high school, my freshman year, I did agree with Mr. Brazil telling me that him being like telling us his political ideology and explaining why he felt that way was almost like an
No.
important way to teach U.S. history. At the
I
time.
think you can do that, but you can't say like, oh,
No, you can't bash a
yeah,
complete
you
other
can't.
side.
No, you can't do that. But
Dude, I had a teacher. This is high school, all right? Because I haven't gotten much into like big colleges and stuff like that.
yeah,
I had a teacher in high school say.
you for Trump.
I had a teacher in high school say that we were talking about like politics and who you voted for and stuff, and she was like, if you voted for Trump, you just walk out the door. Like I don't even want to talk to you about it. Like I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
can't do things like that.
you really can't. But like also in school, I remember, so anyways, in class, Chris was telling me he was like the teacher was just straight. She was just straight bashing him, and you can't do that. Like someone.
No.
Like they brought up the topic of like the presidential election or whatever, and people were talking about Trump, and she just wasn't having it, so she was just absolutely bashing him.
Yeah.
But anyways, one of my roommates wrote a paper that was pro-Trump paper, and the professor would not accept the paper because of the standpoint.
Do you know how long said paper was? How much work was put into said paper? Just to give people a perspective.
I want to say
It's a college paper,
I'm
so
gonna
it's
give it.
sizable.
I want to say it was like 5. I want to say 5 to 7, but I'm not exactly
Yeah,
sure.
so
it
some
could be
work was put into this
It could
paper.
be anywhere from like 5 to 10. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it was work.
So it wasn't like you do it in an hour. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You put
You do
work and
research.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the professor, I remember this because it stuck out. It was like the professor emailed him and he said, "Listen, I won't accept this paper." And he said, "Why won't you accept the paper?" And he's like, "I don't agree with the paper. Like I don't agree with what, you know what I mean?
How
like
can
what
you do
wrote."
your job properly then?
But
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can't objectively look at these things.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
an
be,
essay.
You gotta
How-
be outside of that. You can't be biased in this. You gotta look at it
But
from
it's
an
like,
objective point.
but you think about it, even like well, the way I thought about it is like, I still think about myself as a kid. I mean, I'm 21, but I still think
Well,
like,
you're young, yeah. We're
Yeah.
all young, yeah.
but like, I think of this as like you're a professor, you're an adult, you should be above like,
This type of behavior.
yeah, you should be above
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Like, you should be setting an example for us, not. I don't know, because I looked at that, I was like, why would you say that?
Yeah,
So I
it
feel like-
caught me off guard too.
Yeah.
Because it felt like, at least, like, we all went to the same high school, it felt like they were very much, like, wanted to, I mean, I don't know for when the Trump thing happened, because that was very much a culture shock in politics.
Yes.
Yeah,
But at least while I was in high school, it felt very much like all of the teachers wanted to be neutral on politics. Like, they just didn't want to talk about it. At least to me.
Yeah.
You were the year. I was the year after you guys left.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So,
Right.
like, things kind of changed a little bit after.
Yeah, I could imagine.
They did, for a fact. You
But
know what
yeah.
I mean? So, when the elections were going, it was crazy. You were starting to see this, like, political divide almost. Like, you know what I mean?
Was there a divide amongst teachers, or were all the teachers super left wing?
But I was gonna say, yeah,
Speak
I
up.
think.
So,
It was very left wing. It was very left.
coming back to Brazil,
Mr. Brazil, a teacher we had. I think he's a very good man,
Put some
despite
respect on
whatever
his
his
name.
political ideologies are.
I said something about Trump as he was just. I just kind of had to go to his room because our teacher wasn't there. We moved to his room.
Was it like a
And
sub?
it was the day after Trump won the presidency.
Would you go to his room like he was a sub teacher or okay?
Yeah, just one of those days where half the school doesn't show up to teach.
Very pro Hillary. And Trump won.
Oh wait, isn't she wasn't she that Native
No,
American?
No, Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
You're thinking about Elizabeth Warren.
Oh yeah.
Pocahontas.
No, he was and I made like some little joke about like Trump winning. Man, lost all the shits.
Connor, how many beers you got? Is that the last one?
Literally lost all the shits on a Trump joke and started kicking
Do you have any
every
information?
pro-Trump person out of the podcast.
He kicked him out.
Yes.
Do you have
We
juice?
started sending him to like The Office, to like
Wait.
Guardians.
How many pro Trump people were there?
A lot because no one was fucking with like Brazil.
Okay.
So,
All right. So how many like a rough percentage of the class? First of all, how many kids were in the class?
oh, it was a packed class. It was,
Like what, 30?
Probably like 24.
20.
No, it was a half
That's
a class.
24. That's a very on target number. It's a very
But like, it was probably like half of them were like pro-Trump. A lot of them.
So 12 kids.
But I feel like a lot of people were pro-Trump just for the meme.
So let's say 12 kids, right? Where did he kick the kids out to? First of all, did he say
I was
what?
sent to the office.
Wait, first of all, what was the reasoning for kicking everyone out?
He didn't like the Trump jokes. They were like, okay,
You were
wanna be
being a little cunt. That's probably what he wrote on your little
All right.
your little sheet of paper.
All
when
right,
you
so
get
you were
sent
being
to the
you were being a
office or
cunt.
whatever the fuck.
So where did he kick you out to?
Yeah.
He sent me just to, it was at that time, was it before Politano? So Nelson.
He sent you to Nelson.
Nelson.
But what about the other 11 kids?
There was like, the ones that were like making jokes, like, we, like, were probably sent down to the office. Probably like 3 people showed up. I know other people got kicked out and just walked around.
That's wild. So did you get?
I also told them Ultimate Frisbee is a real sport.
Oh come on. He's the coach of all.
I recruited him one day. We did an ultimate frisbee tournament in gym, and for the finals, my team made it, and I had him just show up before the tournament and play. And he was just like bouncing him off the ground, like.
That's wild.
Honestly, he was doing some wild shit.
That's pretty crazy.
He was pretty wild at ultimate frisbee.
He was an ultimate frisbeer.
He's
Yeah, I
he was a
think
big,
he's
big frizz guy.
Did he coach like the like some women's team, no, some soccer team? He coached some women's soccer team or something like that, like Harvard women. I don't know what the fuck it was. Some
That's
weird
crazy.
women's soccer team, and he played some ultimate frisbee thing. I don't know.
That's
He
crazy.
was a weird dude.
But Seth, what
Yeah.
was your repercussions for getting sent to the office? Did you get like in trouble or anything?
No. Nelson moved me to Mac's room, and I just told Mac what happened. He kind of laughed.
Wait, so you went to Nelson? What did you tell Nelson?
He was like, "What happened?" I was like, "I got kicked out of Brazil's for making a Trump joke." He was like, "Go to Mac's."
That's it. You didn't. Oh,
He
okay.
doesn't want to do anything unless he catches you with his little gun stare with his walkie-talkie. He loves being the person that catches people or like being called down.
He loves it. He literally lives for it.
Who, Nelson?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he's not even in the school system anymore, right?
I don't know.
He's-
Some other school. He is a weird man.
Yeah.
I will say that openly and loudly.
It's cool. I agree.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Basically, like, just because you're a teacher, you can't force your personal views and opinions on your students. You present factual information, and that's
But
what it should amount to.
In the same sense, you're a teacher and your students are children. Like
You should.
you're under 18 for the most of your.
You should
high
recognize
school.
that they're children. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
You
exactly.
shouldn't
So-
be purposely.
You can't take offense to
influencing.
like kids.
Yeah, and you
like,
shouldn't be purposely influencing. That's what that is.
Both-
When you
yeah,
take
both-
offense to someone making a Trump joke, that's purposely influencing
Yeah,
the
you
children
can't-
to
first
not
of
like
all,
Trump.
First of all, you can't.
Or
be
else you'll get
influencing
kicked out of
people.
class.
You
Like-
yeah, you can't do that. You can't influence
think
people
about
at all. And first of all, you should be setting a good example for kids, like how to act. You can't, you know what I mean? Like getting offended because someone likes
Exactly.
the other side. That's
What
setting a bad.
Shows how sensitive. People want to complain about how our generations are so sensitive. That's the generation above us. All those teachers being.
I mean, even if you're
two
sensitive,
generations
like
maybe.
you don't need to show it. You really don't need to show it
Yeah.
because you're a teacher. You're an adult, and
Exactly.
it's like it's
These are children, basically.
legitimate. They're children. Yeah, you're not an adult. You're under 18 for.
You can't treat them as an equal because they're children. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
But you're supposed to educate them.
you're
So
supposed to educate them. No, I don't mean demean them because they're children. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, not on
but
the
you're
sense
supposed
of
to
like
show
they're
them how to act. and
exactly.
As a
Not
as
teach
a,
them to be a whiny little bitch because someone disagrees with
Exactly.
you.
As a teacher, that's fucked up. That is like really
Yeah.
actually fucked up because you're showing them.
The wrong way to
The
how
wrong-
to deal with
yeah.
things
Kick
that
someone
they
out of a
don't like.
class because of they voted. They want to vote for a different person than you.
That doesn't even make any fucking
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Dude, you know what?
He wasn't.
I
That is
believe
not
it. Like I could. Like I don't even
that
have
is
to be
not
there to know that
applicable
this
in the
happened.
real world. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, what the fuck?
like how
That
is
didn't make no sense, bro.
Imagine in a
Doesn't
business.
even make sense. Yeah.
Imagine like a press conference in a business.
That's not
You
applicable.
get kicked out of the press conference because you were like, no, I think I'm gonna vote for Trump and get out now. Can't believe you.
Yeah,
just
like-
fucking said that. Get out. Yeah, imagine.
You're like
you
talking about.
have to be able to compromise with people. Not everybody's gonna agree on
So your
the
politics
same
don't
thing.
make you a person. Like your politics
They
don't,
don't make
who you are
They
as
don't
a
make
person.
you at all.
Like there's plenty of people I hang
That's
out
like-
with. I disagree with their politics.
But it's not
Doesn't
like
mean
you
I
hate them.
dislike them.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah,
That
I don't
is
understand.
So crazy.
It's this. There's a weird gang mentality. And
Yeah.
I've always been thinking about gang mentality ever since I went to middle school and they put us on teams.
Yeah.
That made me start thinking about gang mentality.
Why do we
Well,
have teams?
And there's
Yeah,
this,
why do we have teams?
there's this
Why don't
also,
we just
like,
get put to
there's this
certain...
mentality
like,
too.
A
like,
hallway.
Yeah.
Hallway 1, hallway 2.
You don't
Specifically-
even have to do that. You just get some
specifically
teachers.
in politics, like there's a mentality like one side is right and one side is wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, which is wrong.
But it
Like,
shouldn't-
You
it shouldn't be like
think
that.
about
I
one
think
side
they
wrong,
wanted to make,
one
like,
side right.
The education kind of competitive.
Yeah, but that's the
But
problem.
they
It's
did.
supporting a gang mentality.
But it wasn't. It was like, yeah, I'm on
You're
this
supporting
team.
fucking Warriors versus Challengers and
Yeah.
Panthers
Yeah.
versus Tigers and
Yeah.
Alpha
Switch
versus
the names.
Omega.
Yeah.
Alpha and Omega, is that what it was?
Sixth
Yeah,
grade
that's
is,
Alpha Omega.
Female people from Massachusetts that are important. 7th grade is presidents from Massachusetts, and 8th grade is some weird shit.
But why is it even anything?
I don't
Why
know.
can't it just be you're in 6th grade? You'll get one
It's
of
like
these two teachers.
You're
for
in this
class.
hallway or you're in the other hallway, and those are your teachers, and
So,
you're in left
It wouldn't
hallway.
even
You
have
get
to
I
do
that.
wanna
Like,
know,
think about high
is
school,
that-
it'd get you
is
more
that-
used to like moving around for your
It
classes.
shouldn't have been how it was. It
Yeah.
definitely shouldn't
It
have
Is
didn't
been.
that
get me used to
like-
high school. Oh,
No.
high school didn't get me used to college. Oh.
No, not even at all.
None of them prepared me for
Is
anything.
that like you know how like we were separated into different teams and stuff in middle school and whatnot? Do other school systems do that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Saugus schools, from at least when I talked to people at my college, Saugus schools were just really fucking weird.
I think I've heard
no one else had to pay for sports, and no one else had to
nobody had to pay for sports that I've talked to, and a lot of the schools were bigger, a lot bigger. But the middle schools were kind of functioned as high schools, whereas your classes weren't right next to each other. You'd have to go you know what I mean? You have to go different ways to your classes.
Me and Seth moved to Cape Cod for a very short period of time when we were in elementary school. And the way that they did it down there was grades 1 through 6 were in one school, and then 7 through 12 were in another school. That was their high school, and that's how a lot of places do it, which just makes sense to me because we have 4 elementary schools here.
Yeah,
why?
We have 4 elementary schools, 1 middle school, 1 high school.
So now I heard they're going to do the high school. They're going to do it similarly to how we did it in Cape Cod. The high school's going to be 7th grade.
It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Because I think the vets is going to be for elementary schools. They're going to cut all the rest of the elementary schools.
The vets is easy, the most fire.
The vets are
the vets will be
1 through most fire. I went to
first, second, and third for all those kids there.
I think they're keeping Lyndhurst because it's that corner.
I think they could cut it down.
They're going to segregate those people to Lyndhurst, and everyone else is going to go to the vets.
The vets, which is obviously the better one.
Best school.
Yeah.
So other than until this new high school, it's the newest school.
Dude, honestly,
my sisters went there when they got fixed.
When I moved to Saugus,
rebuilt because of asbestos.
Yeah.
That's why they got a new school.
When I moved to Saugus,
it always takes some shit like that.
It does. It takes something crazy.
When I moved to Saugus, I went to the vets. I went there and I met, I was a new kid on the block, whatever. I met all these new people. I didn't know anybody, whatever. I go into middle school. Turns out there's 3 other different elementary schools full of kids. So now I'm just thrown into a completely new environment after being thrown into another new environment.
But in the same sense, it's kind of cool, and it's also kind of like college because you know a couple people, but I mean it's also so it's say a quarter of the people. If all our 4 schools were integrated into middle school equally, you know a quarter of the people. But also there's a lot of people that you don't know, which is like college, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
I also went to the Waybright, so that was a tough time.
Small, right?
Very small, very old, terrible. At one point, we had basketball, court, but no rims.
That's awesome.
It was just this old ass fucking school.
That is so cool.
They started kind of fixing it up, at least the outside now. They got nice little rims around the rim.
Someone probably said, "Damn, is this still a school?"
They shut down.
Closed down?
That little, those shit you would hang on the handle and slide back and forth.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to use that because someone broke their arm on it, so they just canceled it for the rest of the time I was in elementary school. You weren't allowed to use it. They took the handle off.
Really?
Waybright has some on this basketball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They started fixing it up the whole time.
Still have a nice kind of fresh cement down.
You couldn't even go there for a period of time because of rats.
I never.
You had to go to the high school and take classes.
The rats.
Dude, honestly.
Where?
Michelle Obama failed.
That's fire.
That means she failed.
Left. And that's what happened.
Michelle failed.
Became the
LaGrippo?
I know
LaGrippo. He's the principal, right?
Yeah. He taught me music. Wait.
Yeah, he's the principal.
So I'm gonna just shout out Mr. LaGrippo. I had him for music in.
Yeah, after I had Miss J and had Mr.
Second
LaGrippo,
grade.
I realized music's fun.
I had him in 2nd grade, and this one kid. I'm not gonna say names because. There's not really any reason to, but this one kid, he was pretty obnoxious. He was the funny guy.
Was it Michael Guerrero?
No, Mike's the dumb guy. Nah, but but he was trying to be the funny guy or whatever. So he was always being loud, obnoxious, cracking jokes or whatever. And he Mr. LaGrippo drew a drawing on the board. I don't know what the entire surrounding of this was what I don't know what I don't remember what the kid said, but Mr. LaGrippo drew a drawing, and it was supposed to be a mountain, or it was steps going up to the mountain, and he drew this kid at the top of the mountain, and he's about to fall off the mountain, and he was like, "Listen, if you keep telling these jokes, you're out." And I was like, why did you draw a mountain?
Yeah.
What why did you draw this?
Left an imprint on that kid though, for sure.
No, it didn't.
After podcast, I gotta know who he is.
I'll tell you. But yeah, but it was just weird because what? Why? First of all, why would you draw that? And second of all, why wouldn't you just call them out? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
What an interesting way to go about it.
I don't know.
Push you down.
What?
This mountain I just walked up with these stairs, and I'll push you down.
Well, it was more like you keep doing like making these jokes and whatever. You're escalating, and then
You keep escalating things, and eventually it's gonna go.
yeah, it's
off
gonna,
the
you're gonna
rails.
get hit with it.
Yeah.
He was about to hit him with it.
Yeah. The mountain.
I don't know. He was gonna hit him with something. I was. I don't know. I was quiet.
A
That
trumpet.
was dude. That was back when I was so quiet. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was a very quiet kid in school too.
Dude.
6th grade, I was on some real shit though. I was the.
Goddamn
We were locker
colored
buddies in
pants.
6th
Yeah,
grade.
that's how we met. We were
Shout
locker
out
buddies.
us. We were locker buddies in
You
6th
and your
grade.
goddamn colored pants.
Me and my colored skinny jeans, bro. I
Yeah.
swear, up until like super recently, like less than a month ago, that was the realest I've ever been in my entire life. That was like the most me I've ever been.
6th grade.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Cause like 7th grade, I was very uncomfortable. I don't know, like a lot of shit started happening. I was like super uncomfortable, and it just kept going like that. And then now I'm back.
Trying to like.
I got the mojo back now, but like I was.
Were
on
you
some-
in the like Sachem Academy and like honors classes and shit?
in high school?
So like no, when we get into 8th grade, was that when they started putting you in honors classes?
Oh
Right?
no, 7th grade. So
Were you in
7th
honors
grade?
classes and shit?
Yeah, 7th
So,
grade
like,
was
maybe
honors
you
math.
think you felt the pressure to kind of like try and like kind of be
It wasn't
along with
like-
the people you were
Nah,
with.
I mean like
I felt like our schools genuinely took the smarter people and kept them to themselves,
it did.
away
they did.
from the dumb kids, so
Well,
they
like-
wouldn't affect them negatively.
It wasn't even like that, but in high school, I had classes with the same 20, 30 kids
Yeah,
every
the
single
Sachem
class.
Academy, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
That's
That's
what
I
that
how
shit
remember
was. It
being
was to
in
keep that. I literally felt like that shit was to keep the smart kids and the dumb kids separated.
I don't
Because
think
this
it was
like
like.
the ones we cared about and the ones we don't care about.
Dude, I went into high school. I was in the academy.
Yeah, I mean the academy was cool, like, but the classes, they weren't that hard. Like I'm not like.
They weren't that
You know what I
different.
mean? I'm not like trying to be
Yeah,
like,
I just
oh,
felt
I'm a
like it was
genius, but it wasn't
I
that
really
bad.
felt like it was a way for Saugus to be like, okay, these are the kids that we can get like full scholarships for in like academics.
But
These
yeah.
are the lost causes. Like
no,
that's how it looked.
but it
I
wasn't.
got stuck in like some classes where I just didn't do shit. Like, I
That's
took a
how
class with
Saugus
Bemis.
was.
I took a class with Bemis. We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They started me a shit show of teachers.
Same.
And I was so far behind. I was like, I want to catch up, but they just literally were like, okay, here's what we're gonna figure out a way for you to catch up by having you sit in max room for 4 days straight doing nothing. You
I
can't
had
go to
teachers
school.
tell me.
You can't get work from other classes. We have to figure out what you're gonna do. So I sat in
What?
school for 4 days.
I had teachers
Jack
like
goes, just walk out the door. Walk
I had
Go.
like
That's
I would
it.
ask teachers for help and they just like would tell me no. Like I won't say after.
Nalia did that.
Like that was like I had teachers do that. I was like
How are you gonna?
I'll
How are you
throw
gonna be a
names
teacher
out right
if you-
now. Moran, my freshman year, Damari. They both wouldn't say
Oh,
after because
Damari
they were
was a
retired
fucking
at the end of the
bastard.
year. Once
Dam-
they retired, they
bro.
just didn't give a fuck.
Damari-
Damari would just hand us a worksheet or like a packet and be like, "Do this by the end of the week."
Yo,
And
I
not
gotta-
even teach us shit.
I got a 20. That was the only C plus I ever had in my entire life. That was only C. It was a C plus. But
he easily picked favorites.
yeah, he did,
Damari?
and I was not
For
his
a fact.
And
favorite.
it was
The Albanian.
just saying. It was-
Dude, he would
Yeah, specifically Albanian, but always girls.
he would pick me out like, but he would ask me questions, and he knew damn well I didn't know the answer. I took his class pre-calculus, and bro, I remember one time I got a 20 on a test. I was like, listen, can you help me out or whatever? He just laughed, bro. He's like,
You know what this man told
he was
me
like,
one
you
time?
gotta study. I was like, bro, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You know what he told me in his class, like in
What?
front of everyone? Because he would like do the same shit, like ask me questions. I'm like, I don't fucking know. He would
Yeah,
be
I
like,
didn't
he
know.
looked at me one time and he went, "You're like a roller coaster, but you're always going down." That's what he said to me.
His breath
That's what-
always smelled like ass.
like a fat cigar.
I sat in the front of the
That's
class.
where he would go smoke
His
cigars and
breath
cigarettes
smelled
in between every
like
class.
ass. Yeah, he went for his
Did
lunch
he
break.
smoke
He
cigarettes?
was what, a
Cigarettes?
Turkish man?
Did he smoke
Albanian.
cigarettes?
Albanian.
He was
That's what
Albanian,
it is.
yeah.
Pretty similar culture, I think.
Real quick.
Of course.
Call up.
Go crazy.
Nalia,
Oh yeah, that lady rolling around in her chair.
I never
that
had it.
bitch.
middle school.
7th grade.
Describe-
Panthers.
describe it,
If you
no.
were a Panther.
Tigers.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I didn't really have any bad interactions with Miss Nalia. I didn't
Hated
have
that
her
lady.
as a teacher.
I hated that
I
lady
fucking
so much.
actually stayed after, and I was on the mathletes. But then we didn't.
Oh.
I guess we didn't. qualify for like the mathematics competition.
Wait, I was
So then
actually
we
I was in
ended
the
up just
math
going
club in middle school.
I was in probably like 7th grade.
Yeah, but I had Mr. Fitzgibbons, I believe.
I didn't have
This guy?
Fitzgibbon. So
I saw him.
I
when
was
went
in
to Aruba
the
once.
math leagues
only
with
vacation.
Brenna Crilly, Olivia. I can't remember her last name. I don't know.
Riley. She was pretty
Yes.
fucking smart.
Yes.
Especially in middle school. I had a
But
class
we
with
went.
5 people.
We did this like trivia thing, right?
That's
So
crazy.
funny story, right? We did this trivia thing. We went to Malden Catholic, and we did this trivia thing where we would go from classroom to classroom doing different trivia sections or whatever. And
Yeah.
I was in like the backup of the team. You know what I mean? They kind of just put me on the back burner, and they're like, "Oh, this kid, whatever, blah blah blah." So, you know, they put me out there, and when I hop out there and they start doing trivia,
You bounce
I
out.
started
He
banging
bounced
out
out with
answers. I started banging out answers. I gave mad answers. I started telling them mad stuff. And I
it.
was
Talking mad stuff.
Like you stepped up to the
like,
plate.
I stepped up to the plate.
Mike G
and I
talking
have.
mad
I was
stuff.
just like, yo, I know all this stuff. And
Yo,
like,
this is the
was
quadratic formula.
but we lost.
This is the pythagorean
I thought,
theorem.
bro, I thought you were talking all that rah rah.
Oh, I was
Hell
talking.
fucking yeah.
I just honestly, I felt kind of like I slighted because like they put me in like the backup.
Yeah,
And then
you
when I
sound- you
finally
sound
got
like
on
you
the-
felt slighted.
When I finally got onto like the team,
You came
you know,
through big time.
I
You
just
showed
came
your
through
worth.
and
You
I
showed the
started
worth.
like banging out like
Hell yeah.
mad trivia questions,
Yeah.
and I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
I know a bunch of useless information. Like
No.
I can do this.
Like she came through clutch. She stepped up.
Exactly.
But you were like, yeah, you put me in the background, but guess what? Next time
I'm a shine, bitch.
I'm gonna be number one.
Hell yeah.
And then they lost.
Yeah. But Mike
lost.
D still shined. That's what matters.
Still shining to this day.
And it is
Damn
My own
right.
way.
now 11, 14, 11, 15.
Probably gonna be drawing this podcast to a close.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
we've been on for a minute.
Couple
I
hours.
didn't even realize
About
that.
2 hours.
2 hours and 1 minute exactly.
Good time to wrap
Thanks,
it up.
You're a cool
Yeah.
guy.
So I think this is a good area to cut it off. Anybody have any closing statements to make? Connor?
I just want to inform everyone. I've been pretty fucked up since this podcast started due to that joint challenge.
The joint.
I bet.
The
Joe,
joint
honestly,
challenge.
shout out the joint challenge.
Shout out
Wherever
the
you
joint
are,
challenge.
shout you out the joint challenge.
Joint challenge.
I'm pretty sure it's in Cleveland.
I actually have one thing to shout out. So me and Mike gonna make some music. Wait, Shane, are you making music with us?
Hell yeah, I'm down.
All right,
We're
so
gonna be
Seth,
making
you
music.
making music with us?
Sure.
Play some keys.
All right,
We're gonna start trying to make music together, I guess.
all right.
Let's go.
So the
Yeah.
Unbiased and Unprecedented podcast boys, we're gonna be making some music.
That
It's-
real shit.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
That
I
raw
don't want to
shit.
front. But it's probably gonna be the best music you ever heard in your entire life. And
Because that's our standards.
and
It's the only
I'm
thing
just
shit
gonna
we
say
do.
this: you don't have to listen to it, but if you do, you're not gonna listen to anything else. So
Facts.
with that, that's all I gotta say. baby.
Maybe other than YBN Corday's new album, because that shit fire.
I need to listen. It's been out for a
No,
little while, but I'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, shit
in a
fire.
more serious area, we're trying to produce music in a serious
Yeah,
format
yeah,
where
yeah.
we're trying to take it seriously. We're going to experiment, and we're going to come up with something different. And we
Yeah.
want to put it out there
That's-
for people to enjoy, and we want to
That's the
influence
big
people in a
thing.
positive way.
That's the big thing for me is come up with something different, and it doesn't have to be completely revolutionary, but when I'm like producing music and when I think, you know what I mean, when I conceptualize what I want to produce, I always think like, why would I want to be? That's like a thought. It's like, why do I want to be like everybody else? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You want to leave your own imprint.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, so if I produce music and it's good, but it sounds like everybody else, I'm categorized.
What does that make me?
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
categorized with everyone, so it's actually like I'm no one. If you think about that, you know what? Just take that. Think about that.
So everyone,
No, that's it.
be ready to check out some music. We'll be sure
Yeah.
to let you know it's released. It's going to be unique. It's going to be something you guys are definitely going to want to check out.
It's gonna be juicy.
And I'm Shane with Connor,
That's right.
with Mike,
I'm
with
here.
Seth, the great Pod Tech. Thank
This
you
is-
for
That
listening.
was smooth as fuck.
Unbiased and unprecedented.
We'll see you next time. Unbiased, unprecedented. That's on everything. YouTube, Twitch, everything. Make sure you check us
We
out.
smooth.
We'll see you in about 7 days.